Welcome aboard.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
All right. See what I'm doing here. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show. I was just saying, I want that intro changed so bad. Look, who doesn't love the Troy Kwan, right? But, god damn it. When I can't even put the headphones on for an intro, how do you think people feel waking up? They got to listen to dubstep. It's so loud and fucking intrusive.
You don't listen to Skrillex when you wake up in the morning?
Skrillex?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Bangarang.
Bangarang. Bangarang.
Yeah, Bangarang.
Oh. No, I had it.
Into.
I am so not fucking into loud noise.
Letting the young people know that you know what's going on.
It's got like that sound like a fucking. I don't know, you ever been in a car and like somebody pulls up behind you and you just hear. No. It's like that. It's fucking annoying.
Non-specific bass line.
Change it. Yeah, I can't stand it.
Here he comes.
Oh, hi, Troy.
There's a new one in the works.
Is there?
Yeah, I'll have it for you next week.
I don't mind, I mean.
Yeah, Skrillex.
Work-wise, it's good. But, God, it's just.
No, I know.
Who is this?
Skrillex.
Skrillex.
What's
Yeah.
Skrillex?
Skrillex.
DJ, producer.
Bangarang.
What's Bangarang? Didn't they sing Cruel Summer in the 80s?
No.
I'm working on a new one. I'll have it for you next weekend.
All right. Is there going to be more?
Let's get some dubstep in.
No, it'll be
a little dubstep.
I'll make it.
Oh, it's so loud.
It'll be straightforward.
Why is it called dubstep?
That's Troy's question. I don't really know.
I don't know. It's at halftime. It's like 130 BPM cut in half. So
okay.
It just has a lot of wobble bass and.
I don't know either.
It's got wobble bass.
Yeah.
All right.
Wobble, 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 wobble.
Did that answer your
I
question,
ain't
Joe?
feeling it yet.
I don't know why. Why is house music called house, or why is
I don't know.
They play it in the house.
It just that's just the name.
They played in a house?
Well, they played in the house, the club. Yeah. It's in the club, y'all, in the club.
It should be called club music.
It really should, and it is.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, sir. All right.
Stupid song's going to be stuck in my head all day now.
Right.
Bangarang.
Yeah.
You rock, I swear to God. Thank you. All right. Fucking can't even deal with this shit.
Not a dubstep guy.
Not today. I barely got any sleep. I don't know why I subject myself to certain things just to make myself mad. Just to make myself, like if someone annoys me, I'll just relish in it.
Yeah.
Now, last night is a prime example. I could have gotten like a couple hours of sleep, before the show. But Spaceballs was on. Now, let me tell you something.
If you say Spaceballs makes you mad, I'm going to walk out of here.
I fucking hate Spaceballs.
You do?
And I tweeted it last night. Look, maybe you got a different fucking recollection of that piece of shit movie. It's so bad. And I didn't have a revelation last night that it was bad. I've known it's been bad for years. And I've had to listen to people crow about that shit movie for years and years and quote it. It's not a quotable movie. It's a terrible fucking movie. Not funny. It's embarrassingly bad. Where you watch
No,
it and I'm embarrassed. Dude, I put it in the same category. Caddyshack 2.
Oh, stop
It's
it.
Caddyshack 2
Would you
bad.
Stop it.
Yes,
No,
it
it's
is.
not.
It's not funny in the least.
You're just saying this to start a fight, so
No,
we get
I swear.
off to a good start here today.
You know why? Look at my Twitter. You will see that I was lambasting this movie last night.
Now, this is a fascinating subject matter. Because I love talking about movies that people say are classics that stink.
That suck.
But I don't agree with you about Spaceballs.
Now, how do you not? Please, enlighten me on why this is a good movie.
Here's the thing with Spaceballs, in my opinion, this is my theory on Spaceballs, is that is right around the time when Mel Brooks fell off. That was one movie before Life Stinks. Yeah. And everybody thinks that... Or no, that was one movie before Robin Hood Men in Tights, or like I can't remember what one of those two came after it. But the point is that everybody either thinks that the movie after Spaceballs was his first bad movie, or that Spaceballs was, and I think it's about when you were born. I was 11 or 12 when I saw Spaceballs, so it's got to, you know.
Well, that probably would explain it then, because only a dim-witted child would enjoy this movie. Here's a prime example. I'll give you some quotes from the movie.
Yeah.
Jam the radar. And then they got to say it like 3 more times. We're jamming. Get it? The radar. It's so. They're not even subtle about their dumb jokes. The jokes are horrible. But even if they presented it better, it might not be as bad. They're so. Comb the desert. Did you hear me, everyone? I said, get this. Comb the desert. Oh, look, they got combs. It's not funny.
But there's funny parts in it. You're picking the 2 worst jokes in the movie. It's funny when he goes...
Those are the ones everyone quotes.
Well, then you're hanging out with the wrong people.
Well,
you're hanging out with...
Today?
Listen, you're calling it... It's funny when he goes, we can't stop. If we stop, it'll be too dangerous. That part's funny. See? Travis just laughed at that.
Oh, Joe, trust me, you have 2 people in this room that completely agree with you.
Thank you.
Nobody aside from Anthony is thinking that Spaceballs is not funny.
It's funny when he goes...
Fucking people hate it!
This is the same guy who enjoyed the reboot of The Three Stooges.
I just said...
Oh, and Bo! Oh!
I said it wasn't
Thank you for bringing that up!
I said it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And it wasn't.
Motherfucker. I bought that on blind faith because you...
What the fuck you buy things for?
Because you...
Yeah.
And the guy that produces... what's his name? That produces Imus in the morning.
Yeah.
You both said it was funny, so I bought the fucking thing on Amazon because I wanted to see it.
What happened?
It stinks. It's
well,
fucking
it's no
terrible.
Spaceballs.
It isn't.
Oh,
It stinks.
You don't think that as just a fucking knockoff of the Three Stooges, it wasn't that bad?
I think if it was like an SNL sketch and they were like, we're gonna do a Three Stooges sketch, I'd be like, they did it. That was pretty funny.
Well, that already is better than fucking Spaceballs.
Why don't we talk about the fucking part in the Three Stooges where they have the sentimental scenes between them?
Oh, they were terrible.
To show that Mo actually loves them and has feelings.
Terrible.
Go fuck yourselves.
You are right. I think that was awful. I didn't say it was a great motion picture with fucking moments of tears and laughter.
I didn't say...
I just think when they fall off roofs and when that whole scene where fucking Larry David was getting creamed at the bottom of the roof with shit flying off the roof, kind of funny.
I never saw that before.
A sledgehammer in the face is funny to me. Fucking Spaceballs, on the other hand, not one funny moment.
You know what? A sledgehammer in your face would be funny to me right now.
I would love it right now. It would give me some sleep.
You don't think it's funny when they put in the Spaceballs movie?
Look, I really enjoyed the 80 fucking times they referenced that it was a movie. All right, we get it. We get it. You're referencing the fact that you're in a movie. How about once or maybe twice you do that? The entire fucking movie, they're just constantly making "we're in a movie" joke. Really?
It's funny. It's funny when he goes. When Michael Winslow keeps doing sound effects, and then Rick Moranis' man starts punching the console because he keeps doing it. That part's funny. It's funny. I'm mad again.
You're fucking saying Michael Winslow?
No.
Michael Winslow part is funny?
No, I'm saying the Rick Moranis. What Rick Moranis does in that part is funny. Rick Moranis is funny.
And, oh, boy, Yogurt as Yoda. They called him Yogurt. The Schwartz. I can't even say it. I'm fucking embarrassed saying it. I'm sitting here and I got to hide my head. The Schwartz. Shut up. Oh, is that awful? It's terrible. It's terrible.
Stop it. You're ruining Spaceballs for me.
They ruined it the second it fucking came out.
Don't listen.
Oh, what a waste of fucking celluloid.
Stop it. Stop it.
Terrible. The Schwartz. Oh, we get it. He's an over-the-top Jew. Oh,
now
God.
It comes out. Now it comes out why you didn't like the movie.
Oh, Mel Brooks stunk in that one. Oh, God. He's trying to recapture the moment from fucking Blazing Saddles with the mayor and the fucking governor. It's like the same type of character.
When?
The fucking guy from Spaceballs. The
president?
Yeah, that guy.
You think John Candy was funny in it?
Barf. Oh, I get it. His name's Barf. He's half man, half dog. He's his own best friend.
Oh, come on, Ant. You're being too hard on this movie.
Oh, his tail is sticking out the back of the uniform.
Look, and then the black guys have an afro pick instead of a comb.
Of course they do. We get it. We get it. It's so bad. It's so incredibly bad that I was so pissed off that I couldn't stop watching it. That's how angry it got me. Look, I'm pissed. From a movie.
Yeah, I know you're really angry. I don't like seeing you like this.
I hate it.
I don't like when you're angry like this at all.
Joe.
I'll tell you a classic, quote, classic, unquote, comedy that everybody loves that I've watched over and over and tried to think is funny, and I'm like, there's two parts that make me laugh, and that's it.
What is it?
Dumb and Dumber.
Oh yeah, I'll agree with you. I'm not a big fan.
And I love Jim Carrey. I love Jeff Daniels. Fairley Brothers. Kingpin might be my favorite comedy ever, and Dumb and I'm like, it's just not that fucking funny.
Not that funny.
People talk.
Did you see it when it first came out, or
I saw it in the theater on opening night,
and you didn't think it was funny.
And my friend and I walked out. My friend and I not walked out of the movie. Like we watched it. No, I don't mean like walked out, but I mean after the movie we left and we went to a Denny's, and the waitress goes, "What did you guys do tonight?" And we said, we went to see Dumb and Dumber. And she goes, "Oh, how is it?" And my buddy goes, "It's exactly what you'd expect. It's a really, really weak, bad movie that they made so they could have like 5 scenes where Jim Carrey's pretty funny in it." And that's how we looked at it. We were like, yeah, it's one of those movies where they took like a guy that's really funny and just like put this shitty movie around him so he could be funny in it. Like, I never ever thought it was quality in any sense, and I've watched it repeatedly because over the years people have said to me, "Dude, it's my favorite comedy," and then I watch it and I go, it's just not that fucking funny. It's not that fun. Like Me, Myself, and Irene is funnier than that movie. Kingpin destroys it. Kingpin kills Dumb and Dumber. It kills it. Something About Mary is funnier than Dumb and Dumber.
Something About Mary might be funny.
Three Stooges is dumb.
Three Stooges. I'm not fucking taking a heat. I didn't give it a rousing fucking.
You said it was funny.
Recommendation. I said it was funny. I said it was funnier than everybody said it was going to be.
You said I suggest everyone go out and buy this.
It wasn't.
Did not.
And it wasn't funnier than everybody said. It was exactly what everybody said.
I was imagining. I wasn't even sitting there going like, oh, I bet this is going to be funny. I sat there like, oh, this is going to suck. And then I found myself chuckling and chuckling at some parts.
Yeah, there were a couple parts where I legitimately laughed out loud. But it was so poorly made. Like, every time they showed, like, the graphic of the three of them at the top of each story, where it was supposed to be the throwback to the old one, it looked so shitty and it literally looked like a 12-year-old made it on Photoshop. Like he just cut out Will Sasso's head and put it on this screen. Yeah, and they put so little effort into the production value. Also, I'm watching a Three Stooges movie. I don't need to hear a pop song that was made in 2010 in the fucking background as they're doing their antics. It takes me out of it. It takes me out of it. And I'm not unwilling to disbelieve that the studio ruined the movie because they were trying to make that for like 7 years. Yeah. And they had all those great actors attached to it and everybody kept walking. There's a reason they kept walking. So I'm sure like the studio probably fucked it up.
I'm not going to disagree with you, but on the other hand, you like Spaceballs, so how can I take anything you say?
I'm sure there's something you like that stinks.
Oh, I'm sure. I understand. But the thing
is, it's not fun if you just admit to it.
Well,
I'm supposed to fight me on it.
No, I'm not going to let people get away with this Spaceballs thing, though, because, and this is why, there are plenty of movies that I think stink and shit, but this movie, for some reason, is beloved by people, that when you bring up Mel Brooks movies and they start talking, you start talking Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles, people start going like, oh, how about Spaceballs? Just because they feel they're obligated to say that it's good, and it's not. It's a terrible movie. It's not even just not good. It's a terrible movie.
I'm telling you why. I'm telling you why, because most people saw it when they were 11 or 12. They had their Star Wars nostalgia on fucking high. I mean, dude, I saw that movie after Return of the Jedi came out when I thought I was never going to get to see anything Star Wars ever again. And then Mel Brooks makes this movie with, like, fart jokes in it that makes fun of Star Wars, and I loved it.
But it just...
If I saw it at your age, how old were you when it came out?
Look...
I don't mean it like that.
I was at an age where I should laugh at fucking juvenile comedy. I still do. The thing is, it's not funny. Even as a kid, it's not funny. I remember watching it in the movie theater and going like, "This." I wanted it to be funny. I wanted to laugh at this fucking movie, and I sat there going like, "Oh man, I'm not." And like the forced laughs, you'd hear people like ah. There wasn't any fucking explosions of laughter in the theater because it's not fucking funny.
It killed when I saw it.
Ugh. What, you fucking a retard house?
No, because I was in there with kids. I was in there with a bunch of parents with their kids watching it. My mom didn't like it. I remember you were probably my mom's age when it came out.
Crap. It's terrible.
No, yeah, my buddy is in his 40s. He's in his mid-40s. He says the same thing. He loves Mel Brooks. He goes, Spaceballs is not a good movie. He thinks that whatever movie came before Spaceballs was Mel Brooks' last good movie, which was what?
Well, there was High Anxiety. There was, I think it might have been, was it Men in Tights?
No, that was after.
That was after? All right, what do we got?
Hold on.
Writer-director was History of the World Part 1 in 81, and then Spaceballs in 87.
History of the World Part 1, another piece of shit.
What?
Sorry.
Oh, come on! You're just saying that.
Funnier than Spaceballs, but again...
Come on, Anthony.
Again, not one of these... hilarious movies.
Yes, it is.
Oh, God.
When's the last?
Give me a little clip of that. Find a funny clip from History of the World, and let me see.
Play the stand-up philosopher scene.
All right.
That's my favorite scene.
Stand-up philosopher. All right. Here we go. Stand-up philosopher. Huh?
Oh, this isn't it.
No, they're walking. They're by the.
This part's funny though.
Unemployment.
Gladiator. Did you kill last week? No. Did you try to kill last week?
That's kind of funny. All right, I'm in.
Now listen, this is your last week of unemployment insurance. Either you kill somebody next week, or we're going to have to change your status. You got it? Yeah. Sign it.
Here comes a classic line coming up right here.
Next.
B. Arthur.
Occupation. Stand-up philosopher. What? Stand-up philosopher. I coalesce the vapor of human experience into a viable and logical comprehension. Oh, a bullshit artist. Did you bullshit last week?
All right, I'm laughing. Maybe I'm willing to say perhaps I was in error on that one.
All right,
but I did watch fucking Spaceballs, and it sucked ass. So I'm not taking that back.
Listen,
yeah,
let's talk about other.
Let me mention a movie. It doesn't necessarily have to be comedy, but a movie that I was watching yesterday where it was a good movie and they just ruined the fucking franchise. Which, no surprises here. I mean, people remember The Matrix. When I was watching the fucking Matrix, and the first one, right from the beginning, Trinity's badass, just killing fucking cops. It was a good movie. And then they changed it to this sentimental, faggotry fucking crap movie with all this fucking mumbo jumbo. The rest of those stink, and it stinks more when you see how good the original Matrix was.
Fuck the Matrix. It can suck my fucking digital dick.
Even the first one? First one ruled.
I'll go through the first one. I like the first one. It's just, here's what bothers me about The Matrix. As soon as that came out, everybody thought it was like that they were like smart because they saw one Wachowski brothers interview where they explained the philosophies it was based on. Right. Then every fucking nerd that saw it was like, it's better than Star Wars because it was based on these philosophies. Well, so was Star Wars, douchebag. But Lucas didn't have to jerk his cock in every fucking interview he did.
There you go.
Because he was too busy making a goddamn fucking Enterprise. Sorry, an Empire, excuse me. It just shut the fuck up. Well, Neo stands for Christ, does he? Does he? Is that why he dies like this with his arms outstretched? Go fuck yourselves.
We're very angry at movies this morning. I like the original. But man, really, you're having a rave in the cave there? A big fucking smelly, sweaty rave?
That was like the collective, huh?
It stunk. What the fuck was that about? Get back to fucking the agents chasing you and shooting people.
Yeah,
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I never saw the two that they filmed after The Matrix.
Oh, you didn't?
Because everybody just told me that they were terrible. So I have this, I have this nice memory of The Matrix that so few people have.
Yeah.
And I have no interest in seeing the other two because everybody says they're complete shit.
Terrible.
Yeah.
The second one had moments that were awesome because of the action, but the story, I didn't give a rat's ass. I was just like sitting in the theater going, I don't fucking
Really?
care.
The original?
No, the second one.
Oh, the second one. Yeah. Oh, the second one's that one's just nothing. That could just be taken right out of the mix with the albino shitheads and fucking. Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck. And the third one, all right.
And
some
by the
pretty
way,
cool action, but
yeah. And by the way, if you're gonna sit there and fucking go, listen, here's the deal. These machines, they have us all connected to these machines, and if you take this pill, you can realize that the normal good life we're living is not real, and then you can just be awake in this fucking rainy cave, and then have to worry constantly, give yourself ulcers and cancer because these machines are going to descend on us at any minute. Or you can just stay plugged into this machine; it doesn't fucking matter. What are the stakes of them pulling themselves out of the machine? The machines aren't going to end them. The machines don't have a problem with their existence within this virtual reality. Mm-hmm. What is the problem with living in that virtual reality? Other than, well, we're being controlled. Yeah, but the machines made it better for you. Do you understand that? Do you want to live in this fucking stony apocalypse world that you're living in?
I never thought of it like that, Joe.
It's ridiculous.
So you're saying that it's a good thing to be plugged in and just live your virtual life.
When I saw the first movie, and there's that scene with Joey Pantoliani, or whatever the fuck his name is, and
Joey Pants.
Yeah,
the informer.
Yeah, and he's eating the informer in every movie he's in. Yeah,
he's a terrible person.
We need a rat. I'll do it. Fucking poor man's Bruno Kirby.
Wow. Yeah, he really is.
Bruno Kirby was a poor man's Joe Pesci. So fucking, it just fucking, that scene where in the first one where he's eating the steak and he's got the cigar and he goes, as I eat this steak and I drink this wine and I smoke the cigar, ignorance is bliss. Like when I was watching the movie the first time, I was like, he's right.
I'm in with this guy.
Like, what does he do? He's right.
He wanted to be fucking important and well off, and they're like, yep, all right.
Yeah, here's money that doesn't exist that you can spend on things that don't exist in this virtual casino we've created for you.
Yeah.
Whereas in this real world, you have to buy things with rocks.
No free will, though.
To do
Who
what?
cares? You're right. Walk around some stony apocalypse. I gotta agree with you there, Joe.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Here's your choice, Ant. You're plugged into a machine, and we're in this room.
Yeah.
And we can leave and go maybe get laid or go get drunk or smoke a cigarette or eat a steak. Or we'll unplug you and you live in Fraggle Rock.
And have these holes down your spine that would make me woozy, nauseous, and vomit thinking about them. I'd get all faint. I'd put my finger in one and be like, well, I'm woozy.
You finally the fuck Trinity and you got a fucking... Can I get a third finger in your back bolt?
Your back bolt. Yeah, really. You're diddling her and fucking... You're giving her the shocker in her back.
Some rusty pussy fucking... Oh, it's disgusting.
I never realized that, like, one of the options to watching the movie and thinking about it was, why don't they just fucking accept it?
There's not...
Accept your lot.
Because in Star Wars, it's like, well, there's this oppressive thing that in our actual reality that is going to kill us, that's going to end us, it's going to take away our freedoms, and we will be very aware of it. In that movie, it's like, but you're not free, but you're unaware of it. So it's like the fucking...
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. There's some cliche to throw in the mix. It's too early. I can't think of it.
It's hard to think of a cliche. You know what? I never take calls, but let's go down from line one. Fuck it.
Line one?
Yeah. Let's see what Mike.
Yeah, what's up, boys?
What's happening, man?
Mike, hey.
I gotta know, Anthony. You don't find that the scene in Spaceballs funny when that guy's chest explodes and that thing comes out and starts singing?
The alien goof where they goofed on that, and the thing comes out and starts singing like Michigan J. Frog or something.
Yeah, and what about the part where they catch their stunt doubles? That shit's hilarious.
I think he's being sarcastic, Ant.
I hope so.
I think he is.
Yeah. Hello, my baby. Hello,
They actually got John Hurt to do it, though.
Oh, my God, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but
fucked
hey,
up.
guys, I don't want to harp on this thing you guys were talking about yesterday, where you're talking about how people are just dying at random, where random people are just you're being killed off. How about this one where you order a pizza, they deliver it to your house,
This is why I just
and
don't.
it just fucking explodes when you
I
open
don't
it.
take fucking calls.
talking about pizzas
tell you the
blowing
truth.
up now?
I know what he's getting at. He's getting at what we talked about yesterday, about the government just killing you out of nowhere, and that would be a threat. But it's like, that was yesterday. That was yesterday!
The callers are supposed to call in and talk about today.
Oh, God!
Why don't you take phone calls?
All he had to do is tie it into the Matrix thing, and he might have gotten away with it.
Exactly, right?
That's not even-
right. Thank you, Mike.
It's not even what he told the screener he was going to talk about.
God, fucking, fuck you, callers. And by the way, Jimmy James and another Mike are waiting on there. I'm not taking their calls. That guy just fucked you. I was gonna run down the phones and make it a little more listener friendly today with some phone calls, but that fucking guy wrecked it for you guys by trying to tie in something that happened 24 hours ago. That's 7 years in showtime, in fucking radio showtime yesterday. He doesn't explain what he's talking about, first of all.
No.
He just, yesterday pizza blows up and... What?
I don't know.
Why do I try?
I don't know, Ant.
Well, we were discussing.
Yeah.
We were discussing
You broke
how
up the
fun
momentum?
it would be. Yeah. How fun it would be if the government just chose to kill somebody randomly every day.
Oh,
in
like
some weird, fucking horrible way.
like a Hunger Games kind of thing?
Exactly,
Except
but every
it was
day
the
and
whole
for no
world.
reason.
All right. I'm into that.
And you don't have to kill each other. Like, there's no fighting amongst
Now,
each other.
reiterating it today, it just sounds stupid.
It doesn't make any sense.
It made sense yesterday.
We did.
Now, who cares?
Plus, it's the same time as we did it yesterday, so it's like people who just listen now are going to be like, what, are we going to talk about this every day?
I hate this guy. Well, you're going to do it all day. You're going to do it all day.
Well,
Yeah.
can we talk more about the movies?
Please.
I'm thoroughly enjoying
That's
this.
what we were going at.
I'm a
I like a
fucking
good
nerd.
movie break.
George,
Yes.
I watched Batman Forever the other day, and I could.
Wait, Batman and Robin or Batman Forever?
Batman Forever with the
Okay.
Riddler and Two-Face. I'd
horrific.
forgotten
How that?
horribly Joel Schumacher ruined the whole franchise.
Yeah.
He completely fucked everything up.
It's so funny when those two movies came out, and I was still in college. We were all bitching about like, ruined this fucking Batman franchise. God damn it! And my friend Aaron was the only guy familiar with Joel Schumacher, and he just goes, "I don't know what anybody expected. They get this big gay guy to direct Batman movies."
Oh, that was the one with Jim Carrey, right?
I mean, and you look back now, especially with the Batmans that we have now, and you look at Two-Face in The Dark Knight versus Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face.
Dude, dude, Batman Returns stunk, and I'm a huge Danny DeVito fan, a big Michelle Pfeiffer fan.
Yeah. Jimmy.
And Jimmy. And but it stunk. It's Tim Burton's technically the original Batman movie with Keaton.
Yeah.
Is not, if you're going to judge it by like the comic book standard, is not very good. There's a lot of horseshit that he threw in there. Tim Burton takes a lot of liberties with.
It's a good movie, though.
Yeah, it's not a bad movie. Batman Returns is bad. Like the penguins that drag the body into the water, and the penguins that come out with rockets on their back.
Terrible.
The cats chew Michelle Pfeiffer's fingers, and then all of a sudden she has cat power. It's like, it makes
Tim
no
Burton
sense.
didn't even like that movie.
Oh, I am looking at Jim Carrey as the Riddler here, and just douching
Dude,
out.
I watched this movie. I had no idea. The Riddler is gay.
Yeah.
Like, he's a gay guy. If you watch the movie again, he's definitely
He's
gay.
gay.
Like, even before he turns into the Riddler, he's just got pictures of Bruce Wayne all over his house. He's obsessed with
he's
him.
obsessed.
He
and
wears a
little gay.
glittery out. That's the other thing too. The Riddler is not the Joker, and neither is Two-Face. And Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey both played those characters like the Joker. They're always laughing, and it's all maniacal, and they're crazy, and it's like.
And you know it's going to be bad because the movie starts with Batman getting into his Batmobile, and it has to be the cute, funny movie trailer line with Alfred saying, do you want a sandwich? And Batman's first line in the movie is, as he's standing next to the Batmobile, I'll get drive-through. And you're just like, this is where we're going with this.
That is hilarious.
It's not hilarious.
Yeah, that's right there with let's jam the radar. Joe.
It's
Jesus, Joe.
Jesus Christ, Joe.
Jesus Christ, Joe. What the fuck are you doing,
Baseball's
Joe?
a classic. Fuck it. Yeah, why don't we jam the radar? No, it's fucking hilarious.
Let's calm the desert. Jesus, Joe. Jim Norton is here with us.
I'm enjoying this discussion because I just saw that was on the other day, the Michelle Pfeiffer. I watched part of it, and it fucking
stinks,
stunk.
right?
Oh,
Yeah,
terrible.
Good.
Yeah. Terrible fucking.
Who's the Ivy lady standing in the Ivy? The plants they were showing that
Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy. Who was that? That was
Uma Thurman. That was Batman and Robin with Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl.
Oh God, yes.
Fat Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah, fat one. When she was all fat.
Right before she started feeding her baby out of her mouth.
Yeah, and
it's just fucking. It's just fucking terrible.
And that's it. Like Bane is like a real villain in this new Batman.
Yeah.
And in Batman and Robin, he's just a doofus in a wrestling mask.
Was he like a flunky?
He can't talk. He's just Poison Ivy's lackey.
Did you like the new one? Oh, you did. I hated it.
did.
Oh, yeah. He had the. That's right. The seller, me and Keith were fucking teamed up on DeRosa.
Oh, really? For liking the
It's one of the few times
Batman?
I agreed with Keith. Yeah, he actually, Joe liked it. We didn't like the new one.
The
like the new
funniest
one.
part of that tragedy was when Keith goes, Bane stunk. Bane's Bobby Kelly. I'm sick of Bane looking at Bobby. And Jim started covering his face and doing Bane Bobby
Yes.
Kelly. It was so fucking
Bane
funny.
Bobby Kelly.
Oh my God,
Oh,
that was
man.
killing me. What were you?
He is fucking Bobby.
Big fatso. Yeah, I didn't like it. I know you did, but I thought it was terrible. Boring. It bored me. The story was unbelievable. I mean that
really
like
liked
not
it.
believable.
But did you like? I can't remember if we talked about this. Did you like Batman Begins? Because
No, it bored me too. It was okay. I think the second one was a fucking Ledger was masterful. It was masterful. The second one, but the first one was decent. The second one was amazing, and the third one, I hated Michael Caine in it, and I love Michael Caine.
Right.
But just blubbering through the whole movie.
Weepy Alfred.
Yeah, I felt like I let you down. Oh, fuck yourself. I didn't need that speech. I wasn't in that frame of like we knew he was going to get out of the jail. There was nothing about it to keep me interested.
Really?
Yeah, you knew. I didn't care that he was in this dumb jail and he had to climb out.
Yeah.
And they're all yelling some dumb climb out chant.
That was an interpretation. That was an interpretation of the Lazarus Pit, which I thought was really cool. Because in the comics, Ra's al Ghul is literally immortal. And the way he's always reborn is he has this thing called the Lazarus Pit that he goes into and he's reborn out of it. And I like the interpretation they did of that, where the Lazarus Pit was this thing that he had to climb out of in order to live or whatever.
Jesus
and I just
Christ,
thought that
Joe,
was
you're making us feel stupid.
Where were you when the movie was playing? They ought to hire DeRosa to sit in the audience and tell everybody this. I might have respected that a bit more if I had you with me.
But I think it's safe to say that you probably weren't a big fan of the trilogy. It was more you were a fan of Heath Ledger's performance in the second one, and that's really what you locked onto. Because Kurt Metzger and I were talking, and Kurt goes, by movie standards, the third movie is better than the second one. It's just Heath Ledger's performance is so good in the second one that everybody thinks that's a better movie.
I don't even think the third one was that good, though, because the storyline for the third one was the police get locked underground because he makes something blow up.
That was pretty fucking
dumb.
stupid.
Don't walk out on the ice. That it just, maybe it was well acted, but I didn't care about what was happening. I just didn't give a shit.
That was kind of lame, that whole fucking
The Joker was
cops locked down there.
Yeah, Joker's blown up a hospital. He fucking kills the guy's chick. Like there was a lot of very personal stuff there. But the underlying Occupy message of this movie annoyed me. It was insultingly simple. Yeah, we get it. The rich people are bad. We get it.
But I thought they muddied that argument in a good way, where they made it look a little, where they were like, no, it's not that rich people are bad. All these people have turned on Bruce Wayne, but Bruce Wayne actually ends up being their savior.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool, that it wasn't completely one-sided. But I also thought the thing I liked about it was I think they did a lot of metaphorical, I don't know if that's a word, stuff with the movie. in the sense that they made it where it was like where the story came to a close with Batman literally saving Gotham. They put Gotham in a state where Batman had to come back and literally free them in like a prisoner sense, and not just we're being held captive figuratively by criminals or whatever.
Yeah.
So I liked that.
But didn't he free them in the second one too? How many times is he going to do the same fucking job for these shitty people?
What's he supposed to
terrible.
do?
The people got them.
What's he supposed to do? Paint a water tower? He's fucking Batman. He's got to save.
I get it.
Oh, what's he
what
supposed
was
to
the
clean
metaphor
up
for
trash?
Alfred? He was a man doing the metaphor of a woman crying. It drove me nuts. Hated
this looks terrible, too. Batman and Robin?
Yeah.
This might be the worst 3 minutes of film.
I'm telling you.
What
is this one?
It looks terrible.
This is the Schwarzenegger one.
It looks like the
Poison
TV
Ivy.
series.
Who is this? Chris O'Donnell and who else?
This is with Bane and
Clooney.
George Clooney. And his the nipples that they put on
the
the
nipple
fucking costume.
This is the one where Mr. Freeze, which is Arnold Schwarzenegger, comes out and tells everybody to chill.
That's funny.
That's Bane.
That's Bane? Turn that up. I got to hear this.
It's so bad.
Oh, he's kicking him and punching him.
He doesn't even talk. He just goes,
Yeah.
He is wearing a wrestling mask.
Yeah.
This looks like somebody Sam would want a picture with.
He has a dumb tube on the back of his hat.
Yeah.
Pretty birdie.
Who's that?
That's Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy.
They really tried to make this like the TV show version.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
So
like
corny.
It's corny.
Catchphrasey.
Yeah, like I can watch the Adam West movie because that's what it is.
It's supposed to be a goof.
You know?
Yeah,
But not this.
I love that old TV series. I love it.
But this, like, the color looks fucking weird. And
Look at this. Joel Schumacher takes it over. There's a giant ice cream cone.
Of
There's
course.
nipples on the costumes.
nipples, fucking. Oh, God.
I would have made Bane a big muffly guy.
And then in the Val Kilmer one, where he puts on his new Batman suit, there's close-ups on each part of the suit, and there's giant close-ups of his crotch and ass. Like, it's just like, there's the Batman logo, there's the mask, there's his dick and balls.
Joe, what do you think the Batman series is missing? Pink. Lots of pink.
Yeah, the colors are kind of weird in this.
Very bright.
But this is more towards the old TV show. It
Yeah,
looks like.
the weird shadows. Will Batman save Gotham?
Look at that stupid Bane hand.
Bane is stupid in this.
And I love that the only two people that stayed in the series were the guy that played Gordon and the guy that played Alfred were the only two that were like,
yeah, might as well.
I'll write it out.
There's Mr. Freeze.
Oh,
chill.
I don't think I ever saw this one.
It's so utterly
It's
bad.
awful.
You should
it's
watch it
revoltingly
just
bad.
just to get upset.
That's what I did last night
Now-
with Spaceballs.
Oh, there he
there's
is.
Mr. Freeze.
I own this because I bought the four. You know,
I
when
got
you get the
box
4 in
set.
1.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
can't
got
blame
that.
me. I didn't tell you to buy it.
He's just kicking them down the steps now.
And Mr. Freeze is one of the coolest fucking villains ever. And I mean, this is an atrocity what they did to it.
Coolest villains.
Oh, man, that's a good one.
yeah.
You should write for the fucking movie.
That was an accident. Just comes out of me, you know.
All right, with the Poison Ivy
Right,
blowing
just goes
shit.
around blowing shit. in
He
people's
actually
face.
looks like Robin, though, in the face. Like, he actually looks like Burt Ward.
Yeah. How does he keep that mask on?
You're the star.
I don't get that.
How's he keep it on with cum?
Yeah, this is awful. All right,
Yeah, this
terrible.
is not good. I want to see Schwarzenegger. I would think he'd be a good choice for a villain in this, but
No, he's so stiff and dumb.
okay.
But,
Did you ever see The
Yes.
Terminator? That's fucking good.
well,
He's-
yeah.
He would have been cool if they did Freeze the way Freeze is supposed to. Like, Freeze is a very, like sort of ominous, like, menacing. He's very cryptic and, like, calculated. And he's a cool fucking villain, man. And they made him this goofball. Oh, it's so
Who
ridiculous.
was better than Heath Ledger as a Joker?
There it
honestly?
is. That's
Nobody.
the Batman
Nobody.
fucking looking at all his parts.
Yeah.
That might be
I'm
the
sure
best
his
villain in a
dick and
movie
asshole.
ever.
I agree.
Like, that's something with, like, Darth Vader.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It's better than Darth Vader.
Terrible.
See,
Oh, God, they
there's
show his
his
ass
dick.
and his dick. Oh, my God. This is so gay. This is so gay.
Oh, the pulling the pants up.
Oh,
that
man.
fucking Loverboy album cover shot.
I'm afraid that the conditioners left me cold.
These are all of his bad quotes.
The Iceman cometh.
In this universe, there's only one absolute. Everything freezes. You're not sending me to the cooler. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
Oh, God.
Coming, the icy cold of space.
Is he just winging this? Is there a script, or is he just...
The icy tomb will plummet back to Gotham.
I'll just wing it.
Stay cool, bird boy.
Freeze Chipperson.
Can you be cold, Batman? You have 11 minutes to stall a bird.
Batman.
Freezing. I'm feeling hot.
I find that unlikely.
What do you say we heat things up?
My passion thaws for my bride alone.
Ooh. Talk about you cold.
Who's that?
Vivica A. Fox.
Oh, right, okay.
Unless the
Vivica.
city bows to my demands, it's winter forever here in Gotham.
What? You can't even understand what he's saying.
I hate when people talk during the movie.
Ah, that's funny.
All right, everyone, chill.
Chip liked it.
Fucking home run freeze.
Jesus, I'm on dust.
Yeah.
Designed to heat against blood. It doesn't work on a cold hearted. Now, if you please. Cool party.
We have another 2 minutes.
I know, and enough of this. I've had it with him.
I know I'm in the minority, but I'm actually enjoying Arnold. The shitty writing isn't his fault.
He's awful.
I like him.
But you like him as Freeze?
I do, but the shitty writing is not his fault. The punny writing is not his
Look at
fault.
this. Look at the way they got the guy dressed in jail.
Yeah, with
Did you see that?
jail stripes like
Oh,
the
my
old
God.
days.
Did
This
you
is like
see
a throwback to the old show, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's that's what they were trying to do. I mean, you saw the shot of Robin literally frozen in ice. You know, it's like they were trying to make it real comic
silly.
booky because they were like, well, the Burton stuff was too dark.
Everyone,
But it was the same like storyline, so it didn't make any sense.
Every time they have a fucking Batman thing, it's like, oh, that was too dark, and then they go back to this, and then like, we want to take it back to dark where it was. It's just fucking. This stinks.
That fucking line in Batman Returns makes me want to puke.
Which one?
When Michelle Pfeiffer goes, you know, what is it about you? Or something about like how Batman's sexy, and he goes, is it the car? Chicks dig the car.
Yeah. That's another one of those movie trailer lines.
Yeah.
They just
movie
put it in.
trailer
For
Is that
line.
Michael Keaton or is that?
Yeah.
That was Keaton, yeah.
That movie sucks.
It's terrible.
But Batman Returns is better than either of the Joel Schumacher movies.
Yeah, but that's like saying, you know, I mean, you know, that's like saying Back to the Future 2 is definitely better than Back to the Future 3.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
no
yeah.
shit.
Back to the
He was
Future.
on my flight.
Huh?
Michael J. Fox on my flight.
Oh, he was?
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
meet him?
Well, I met him before. We said hello, but that was it.
Is he like the nicest? He seems like
The
he'd be
nicest, and he sleeps like a rock. I went to piss. I was like, I wonder what it's like for Michael J. Fox to sleep out like a light and fucking not moving.
Really?
Yeah, he sleeps
he
better
must
than
love
fucking
sleep.
Yeah, man, he sleeps better than any of us do. He didn't move for fucking 4 hours.
I'd love to meet that guy.
Does that frustrate you that he has Parkinson's and he sleeps better than you?
Oh, than you
Dude,
do on a plane.
I
Wow.
fucking laid there wide awake with my mouthpiece in, staring. There was a girl next to me in the middle seat, and I really did think, because she was asleep with her face like kind of facing me, and I'm like, how much trouble would I get in if I just stood up and rubbed my dick on her lips? like, how much trouble?
A lot, I bet.
A heap.
Wow, that's just that you think that is great.
I think every guy would think that if they saw that pretty face there, yeah.
And her mouth was open a little?
No, just kind of, no lips were closed, but it was just pretty little pursy lips.
You just start kissing her?
Yeah.
Oh, how terrible.
She'd freak out,
Oh,
scream.
my God.
Hit you.
Comic arrested on a flight.
What's creepier? What would be creepier, rubbing your dick on her lips or just slowly kissing her as she was asleep? I don't know what would be creepier than.
She'd probably freak out about the dick more. The slowly kissing is probably creepier, but
Oh, yeah,
she'd freak out about the
The
dick.
dick can be interpreted as a joke. But the kissing is really sick.
I was goofing.
It was a goof. I rubbed my yam bag on her lips. She was asking for it.
Do you think Val was a bad Batman?
You know, it's like you were saying about Schwarzenegger. Val Kilmer's a good actor, so it can only get as good as the writing, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, or as bad as the, you know what I mean? So it's like he did the best he could with everything. I thought he was a decent Bruce Wayne, but it was still just so shittily fucking written that it's like hard to get around that.
Christian Bale's a great Bruce Wayne. He's just a shit Batman.
I think he's a good Batman.
Terrible little kid voice.
You don't like the voice?
The people of Gotham need closure. Shut up. That dumb. Oh, that's right. We don't know it's you because your voice is gravelly.
like this.
Yeah.
Hey.
Where is she? Come on. That stinks. But he's great
like
as
that.
Bruce Wayne. He's a great actor.
He's a great
I don't
Bruce
like
Wayne.
that dumb choice he's made to make the voice.
You think it was him?
Of course.
Yeah?
Oh, God, yeah.
Huh.
It is an extreme choice. I thought Keaton did a good job at the voice, where he sounded different enough.
I don't remember. How did he sound as Batman? I don't remember.
He just kind of sounded like Michael Keaton, just a little gravelly, and he dropped his voice down a little. He did what Christian Bale does, but he did it way, like 10 degrees
Better
less.
than, yeah.
So you were like, all right, if nobody knew who he was, or you only talked to him once, you wouldn't think, oh, that's
Well,
Bruce
that whole
Wayne.
concept, of course, it's been done 1,000 times, but it's ridiculous to even think like that. You'd have to disguise the voice because you wouldn't be able to notice that it's the fucking mouth. Even like the girls that are interested in Bruce Wayne, they see Batman and start talking to him, and they don't realize like the mouth is the same fucking mouth.
Eyes are the same.
So fuck, why change the voice around then? Why have him talk like this? I'm mysterious. Is that? Oh, let's hear what he sounds like as what Michael Keaton did with it.
Don't kill me, man!
This is Michael Keaton versus Christian Bale. Oh.
I'm not going to kill you. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
The part's awesome.
I hated that moment in that movie.
Why?
That weak moment. That weak pauses, Travis. That was in the trailer, I think.
Of course.
I'm Batman.
No, that's the best part of the movie.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, I hated the way he delivered that.
are you?
I'm Batman. I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
That got a big.
String of Batmobiles. I'm Batman. I've always hated that. I'm Batman.
That got a huge cheer when I was in the theater when I was a kid and I saw it.
God, you and the dumb fucking people you went to the movies with.
Exactly.
Spaceballs.
Can we hear that
they're,
line again?
They're roaring at the fucking hilarious jokes and Spaceballs.
I never saw it.
It's terrible.
Don't kill me. Don't kill me, man.
I'm not going to kill you. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
That part's awesome.
I'm Batman. Awesome. I'm Batman. Fucking meat voice.
And away we go.
No.
Oh, what?
No, just Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
It's the same line. It's a throwback to it.
What the hell are you? I'm Batman.
Ew.
That was actually better.
You liked that one
yeah.
better?
I don't like his lip the way he does it. Elvis with
Oh, he did kind of. He did do a weird thing with his mouth.
He curls his lip up.
I'm Batman.
Oh, I'm Batman.
The top lip always lifts up.
He made the Sam taking a picture mouth.
He's doing that so his lips look different when he talks, which he's just doing a better acting job. I just don't like it. I'm Batman.
That's stupid.
Watch his dumb lip whenever he does Batman. Wait after the Joker's gonna get us again. His fucking dumb lip.
His dumb lip.
That bugs me.
You don't like that, huh?
No, I don't. You shouldn't either.
No, I don't. I wouldn't.
I remember when we heard that Michael Keaton was going to be Batman, everybody was like, is it going to be a comedy? Like, I don't understand. Like, nobody, like, it was so confusing to
He was
everybody.
the funny guy.
He pulled it off,
That's all he did.
He
was
was great.
funny movies.
He's good.
Yeah. He's
probably
a great actor.
Second to Christian Bale. As far as Batman
That's a rough thing to do. Like,
I would
go
put him on
from-
par.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I would put him on par. He just was in,
Yeah.
unfortunately, worse Batman movies.
That's a hard thing to do, to go from, like, being a comedy guy to serious role guy.
It is.
And, Jimmy. But he pulled it off, I think. And then he just disappeared. He just dropped off the face of the earth.
Some guys pull it off,
Yeah.
and some guys don't, Ant, is what I find.
Oh.
Is that some guys can make that transition,
Right.
whereas other men
Others
cannot.
cannot.
Keaton had to go back to comedy after that, though, because that's when he did Multiplicity and stuff like that.
Well, I like Multiplicity.
What? You don't like Dumb and Dumber, but you like Multiplicity? You think Multiplicity is a better movie than
Yeah,
Dumb and Dumber?
I think Michael Keaton's really funny at it. I think he's funny at it.
Multiplicity is better. Just say Multiplicity is better than Dumb and Dumber.
Makes me laugh more than Dumb and Dumber.
Makes me laugh more.
Fuck
so he's
Dumb and
covering
Dumber.
up.
You big
No,
Jack
fuck
Frost fan,
Multiplicity.
too?
Jack Frost.
You like when Michael Keaton goes, "I like pizza" because he's the fifth copy, so he's not as good.
No, but I do like when he goes. I like when he goes when the doctor goes, "What do you do for in your leisure to relax?" And he goes, "I like to golf." and I get to do that. Let's see, about never. Gonna have to cut back on that. It's funny, man. Michael Keaton's funny. He makes me
Michael
laugh.
Keaton's a funny guy. He was always very good at
It's not
Mr. Mom. Mr. Mom was fucking funny, right?
I love Mr. Mom.
Mr. Mom?
What are you going to do in here? 220, 222, whatever it takes.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Those movies aren't as good.
You want a beer? It's 6 in the morning. Scotch? Fucking great. Fucking great.
No Michael Keaton movie is as good as Dumb and Dumber.
Shut your face. Beetlejuice is better than Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, hey,
All right, maybe Beetlejuice. But
Beetlejuice
beyond
destroys
Beetlejuice,
Dumb and Dumber.
beyond Beetlejuice, no other Michael Keaton movie. Comedy.
Fucking gung-ho.
You're laughing. Fucking
funny.
Travis is watching multiple
I like pizza.
It's funny.
Yeah?
It's funny. Eugene
What did I
Levy's
say?
fucking hilarious in this movie.
Let's see what happens here. Turn that up. All right.
I like pizza.
We see he's the fifth copy.
Yeah.
Get a cage. He says, get a cage about a retard.
The copy of the copy.
Come on, it's
of the
fucking
copy,
hilarious.
right?
Much worse.
Yeah. It's no Spaceballs.
No.
But
Spaceballs is better.
Spaceballs is so utterly bad. I'm kind of bummed that Jimmy never saw it because I would love to watch him just say how fucking horrible
I
it is.
wouldn't like it.
It's you wouldn't not like it. It's infuriatingly
Is that Mel
bad.
Brooks?
Yeah.
It's not infuriatingly bad.
It's infuriatingly bad because everyone says it's good. It's not good.
What stinks
it's so
about it?
bad. The jokes are so bad, over the top delivery of them. Like, all right, we don't need it rubbed in our face.
Is that what the Schwartz be with you?
Yes.
Who ever laughed at that line?
Apparently, a bunch of people think it's hilarious.
Let the Schwartz be with you.
And it was delivered by the character Yogurt. See, his name was Yogurt instead of Yoda.
Look, that type of comedy was playing out at that time. I'm not saying it's the man's strongest work, but I'm saying it's
Can we see
not
a minute
as
of it?
bad as you're saying
No,
it is.
I'm saying I can't convey how bad it is.
I think there
through
are
normal
certain,
speech.
There's certain parts like Yogurt and the Schwartz that aren't funny, but overall, it's way funnier than not funny.
No! You're a crazy person.
It's funny when he's talking about the doctor that's fucking his
When
nurse.
he's playing with his dolls.
And he goes, go back to the golf
Not
course and
funny.
work on your putts. That part's funny.
No.
Yes, it is. You just laughed at it.
No, I was laughing at Travis fucking telling me the part where he's playing with his dolls was funny.
Yes.
Not funny.
Can I make a suggestion? I think we know what the next Secret Show movie show
I think that's
needs
true.
to be.
It needs to be Spaceballs.
The funniest moments of Spaceballs is a 10-minute clip.
And that's the maximum that they'll allow.
No, it's not. Oh, the cross-eyed guy?
Yeah.
It's not funny.
You don't even think it's
It
funny?
is. The asshole thing?
Jim, do you want to watch some?
No.
Oh, yeah.
What? You went over my helmet? Well, not exactly over, sir.
Helmet
But
jokes.
more to the side. I'll always call you first. It'll never happen again. Never, ever. Oh, shit. No. Please. No.
Put his finger in it.
Not that.
Yes. That.
Oh, he's
Shooting him in the penis.
He's shooting him in the dick with his little ring laser beamy thing.
Look at that guy's face. That's funny.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
It's funny how he's like aroused by it.
Of course I do, sir. Everybody knows that. Of course we do, sir.
Naughty.
Funny.
Beam him down.
Yes, sir. Immediately, sir.
What do they do? What is this?
I've never seen this movie.
It's so bad.
Close it backwards.
What's happened to his head?
It's on backwards.
But this is terrible. Do something.
You're right about
sorry,
that.
sir. There must have been a microconverter malfunction. Why didn't somebody tell me my ass was so big?
We'll beam you back, sir.
Forget it. Forget it. No more beaming. This time I'm gonna walk.
Why?
He was right next door.
Is that Jeffrey Tambor?
No.
Cross-eyed.
Stop laughing.
That's funny.
That's a funny line. He's an asshole. It's funny.
And his cousin? He's an asshole too, sir. Gun is made first class Philip asshole. How many assholes we got?
That's funny too.
That's all right.
Well, they gotta rub it. All right.
The reader, sir.
This part's funny when he breaks
Michael
the thing.
Winslow.
This is no.
Jam.
It's funny when he breaks the thing.
Jammed, and there's jam leaking out of it.
Yeah.
That's very, very airplane-ish.
Yeah.
Raspberry. Oof. There's only one man who would dare give me the raspberry. Lone
They cut it out. They didn't show it. That's funny.
That's funny to
Ever
me,
hits him in
too.
the face?
No.
Yeah.
Lone Star.
What?
Lone Star.
That was funny.
That's funny.
Attack. Prepare.
That's really funny.
On the count of 3.
Dwight Vader getting hurt is funny.
Yeah.
2.
This movie is hilarious. That is fucking funny.
No, sir. We'll find them, Catsville. Yes, sir.
You guys are cracking up. I can't believe this.
This ship flew away before he counted to 3.
Oh, yes, we're going to have to go right to ludicrous speed. Ludicrous speed? Sir, we've never gone that fast before. I don't know if the ship can take us. What's the matter, Colonel Sanders?
Look how big his helmet is.
Chicken?
Oh, Colonel Sanders chicken. That's
Prepare ship! Stop this thing! We can't stop. It's too dangerous. We've got to slow down first.
This movie is great.
It's funny the way he says it. We can't stop. It's too dangerous.
Oh, this is where he flies head first. Yeah.
Try here. Stop.
That's pretty funny.
All right. They're watching themselves on the monitor.
It's when this is supposed to be that they watch the movie to see what happens next. So
They acknowledge.
What the hell am I looking at?
They acknowledge
Is this
that they're in
another
the
weird
movie
Mel
so
Brooks
many
ending?
times.
No,
Yeah,
it's
they,
in the middle.
but they just acknowledge that they're in a movie.
It is blazing saddles.
What happened then? Past that.
I laugh every time his helmet clanks.
That is funny, though.
When he puts his mask down and it clanks.
That's funny.
That's funny.
You're a
Then,
dope.
just now. When will then be now? Soon. How soon?
That is funny.
Sir, what? We've identified their location. Where? It's the moon of Vega. Good work. Set a course and prepare for our arrival. When? 1900 hours, sir. By high noon tomorrow, they will be our prisoners. I don't see them, Sanders.
Helmets are all gigantic.
It's not funny.
It is, dude.
You're laughing.
You're
I'm
so
laughing
wrong.
at you guys laughing.
You're so wrong.
That's funny.
It's not funny. He's got like an adventurer helmet on and it's giant.
I haven't seen this movie in like 15 years. I forgot how funny it was.
Oh, look again. It's a movie. We get it. It's Yogurt. Look how funny. His name's Yogurt. And he's an over-the-top Jew character.
The kids love this one.
Oh, God.
Last but not least, Spaceballs the doll. Me. May the Schwartz be with you.
Ugh.
Adorable.
Oh, that's terrible.
He said adorable. It's funny when he says adorable.
Not.
Sir? What?
He's right there. Why would he need the megaphone?
No, you fool. We're following orders. We were told to call the desert.
Calm the desert, get it?
The
But he
megaphone.
prefaces it by saying, "Are we being too literal?"
Nothing yet, sir.
Oh, stop. They did it 3 times already before he said
How
that.
about you?
The megaphone thing is funny. The cone thing is not.
Hold on, this part's funny though.
Oh, is it?
What about you guys? We ain't found shit.
That's funny. The two black guys.
Lord helmet, what? We need it on the bridge, sir. Knock on my door.
Are fucking laughing like this is hilarious.
He's playing with
I can
dolls.
see you playing with your dolls.
Look how
don't
scared
get
he
it.
gets. Rewind that. Look how scared he gets because he gets caught playing with his dolls.
We ain't found shit.
This is a funny movie.
Lord helmet, what? You need it on the bridge, sir.
You guys are just fucking around now.
Some of the stuff is funny.
Oh,
I think.
Did you see anything? No, sir. I didn't see you playing with your dolls again.
I'm not.
So they come
Supposed to be a villain.
1, 2, 3,
All right.
4,
That's-
5.
The father.
That's the stupidest combination I ever heard in my life. That's the kind of thing an idiot would have on his luggage. It works, sir. We have the combination.
Great. Now we can take every last breath of fresh air from planet Druidia.
Oh.
What's the combination?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
That's amazing. I've got the same combination on my luggage.
All right, we get the
Come on.
joke.
He's an idiot.
Spaceball 1 for immediate departure.
Yes, sir.
He's-
And change the combination on my luggage.
all right.
The Darth Vader getting caught
you
in
could
stuff I
outwit
enjoy.
the imperious force.
I can appreciate the
Slapstick. You idiot!
Darth Vader character
You're coming ar- look-
getting
look
hit
who's
with
coming
things.
around
No,
now.
getting hit with things, but it doesn't justify this movie. It's terrible. This is not fucking good.
Who's playing that one stiff guy?
I don't know that guy's name. He's really funny.
He's done a lot of things.
I just think it's terrible.
Holy shit!
That's John Kennedy?
Yes. Yes.
Hail through! Ship is too big. If I walk, the movie will be over. Sir. Yes. Oh. Never have that damn thing down in front of me. How do I know you're not making faces at me under that thing? President
All
Screw.
right, he's
Yes,
making
there it is.
faces.
Planet Druidia.
It's not funny.
What the hell are you doing?
Oh, we give him the Vulcan.
The Vulcan neck pinch? No, stupid. You got it much too high. It's down here where the shoulder meets the neck. Like this.
Bill Pullman?
Yeah, Bill Pullman from
Pullman.
fucking Independence Day.
Sanders, what's
This
going
is
on?
our
It's Mega Man.
Independence Day.
That movie stinks.
Oh, terrible.
Let's nuke the bastards.
Terrible.
Yeah,
Get
I'm
on the
watching
horn. Let everyone know how to take down these sons of bitches.
Before you die, there is
That part
something
where
you
Randy
should know
Quaid
about
flies his plane into them. When I saw that in the movies, the audience started applauding, and I literally had douche chills. I was like, am I the only fucking person with a brain in this whole goddamn theater right
That's
now?
how I feel fucking watching Spaceballs.
You didn't like when he said, let's nuke, let's...
what you are about to be.
Tell everyone how to take down these sons of bitches.
Oh, it's so bad. And then Judd Hirsch basically doing the yogurt
he's
voice.
the yogurt character. May the Schwartz be with you.
You're my son, and you're brilliant, but you're an ass.
David,
oh, my
David,
God.
my son David.
Oh, my God.
He said to all, my son David. Right.
I'll watch this though.
No, you won't.
The little
Funny.
shrimpy Darth Vader with the big helmet does make me laugh. and like that, the fucking helmet clanking, or when he falls and his head goes into the fucking thing and the thing closes on his back. That made me laugh.
You know, Jim describing it is funny. It's funnier than watching it. Like Jim saying when the little Darth Vader guy bashes his head into something. See, that's funny.
See, I like a certain slapstick like that with a clanging metal is funny. I
Yeah.
enjoy it. It's like when the Stooges would smash each other with a wrench. It would always make me
Oh,
laugh.
God.
Ain't you're
The
wrong.
funniest Stooge
I'm
thing.
not wrong.
The funniest Stooge thing I ever saw, because it was so fucking. Should I not be talking over this?
No, it's not funny.
It was so
Yeah.
morbidly fucking like sadistic. Is Moe's on his hands and knees, and Shemp. Shemp's sitting at a desk, and Moe's on his hands and knees looking under the desk for something, and Shemp opens the drawer, and Moe stands up and bangs his head on the drawer, and he goes, you think that's funny? And he takes Shemp's hand, and he puts it in the drawer, and just starts slamming the drawer repeatedly. It's like, it's sadistic. It's like
hilarious.
so crazy.
Yeah. You know how bad that would hurt?
I know. It makes me laugh so fucking
Shemp
hard.
I love Shemp more than Curly. He
Me
always made me
too.
laugh.
Goddamn
Shemp, I
funny,
prefer
man.
Shemp.
Me
He's
too.
such a dumpy man.
Yeah.
And just to see a dumpy man, I forget what they were doing, but they were doing like window washing.
Of course.
And it was like a broom or something. And Shemp's on top of a ladder and Mo is below him. And he just takes the broom and he jams like the big bristle end up into Shemp's face. And it just made me really laugh. What a mean thing to do to a guy. Jam a piece of wood into his face.
You ever see the one where the bathroom's flooded? Classic Shemp. The bathroom's flooded. He's got to get the water out of the bathroom. He takes out a drill and he starts drilling holes in the floor to get the water out. And he goes, now I'm using the old noggin.
God, stop. You know what? I want to. Did you take United Airlines?
No, I took American.
Oh, okay.
I did have an issue, though.
Did you have an issue?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I definitely want to touch on some. I guess we'll take a break. We got our food here and stuff. I definitely want to talk about something that happened on a United flight. It was in our little news story.
Oh, yeah.
Thing. Again, though, they're just fucking
They're terrible.
terrible.
And Progressive
Terrible.
Insurance is taking a
Yeah, that's
fucking
another one.
pounding.
Yes.
Did you read
What
their
up?
reply?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, we'll touch
terrible.
on all that
They're
shit.
terrible.
We'll take a break and eat. And
I had a misunderstanding at United.
No, it wasn't you, was it?
I wasn't supposed to walk them.
Weren't you supposed to meet the little lad?
I
or
got
girl?
fired.
Oh.
Took him to take a nap in a room. Poor boy.
Paul got fired.
Yeah. They said you're supposed to take him to his connecting flight, not to a hotel. Said he was tired.
Oh, Paul, terrible. Yeah, we'll eat and we'll be right back.
Sirius XM, the Opie and Anthony Show.
Son of a bitch.
Nah. You gotta keep it separated. Hi, Opie and Anthony program. The lovely and talented Joseph DeRosa joining us today in Opie's stead.
We are Sans Gregorio.
Gregorio, who will be out also, I believe, tomorrow and
Friday.
Geez. Where'd he go? What is he doing?
He's having surgery done.
Oh, gee.
He had a problem with his scrotum. And there was some type of a weird growth on the bottom of his scrotum.
Oh, my goodness.
And it was about half the length of a finger. And they think it was a skin tag. So he's having a giant skin tag removed from his scrotum.
Well, we wish him all the best.
Yes, good luck to him.
With that.
Yes. His skin taggy bag.
Yeah.
So we're United.
Yes, we were going to talk about United Airlines. First, Joe DeRosa wants to just trash some dick bag that was fucking saying some shit.
We were talking about The Matrix, Jim, before you got here.
Okay.
And we were saying how it's annoying that every time, somebody brings it, like all these nerds saw a Wachowski brothers interview one time where they go, well, he's based on these philosophies, and then they all just went around acting like as if they knew those philosophies and understood them, and going, it's better than Star Wars because it's got this philosophy in it. And it's just fucking annoying. Shut the fuck up. So Gada Lee, I don't know if this person is kidding or not, but they tweeted, Anthony Cumia and Joe DeRosa comedy, this Matrix, the Matrix is an analogy of caps dash psi dash it, as if, get it, idiot? It's a fucking, don't you get it? It's a commentary on we know it is. We fucking said that when we were talking about it. And our point was, we're already in the fucking Matrix. That was the point we were saying. And if somebody told you you could take a pill to come out of this world you live in right now and live in a goddamn rocky wasteland, why would you do that?
Stay in the machine.
Even if you beat the machines, you still have to live in like what looks like Iran at nighttime. Who the fuck wants to live in that?
But by the way, I think what he was writing there, we've goofed on an episode of Quincy where the gentleman said society. So he's probably
he's joking.
Maybe we got off on the wrong foot.
That's more
just a show reference.
Maybe it's just a show reference.
Yeah, it's just somebody trying to chime in and have fun.
Linger longer.
I wish you would have told me that before when I said it at break.
They were just trying to be part of the team.
Yell at him.
Yeah, they weren't looking to be humiliated.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry.
On your side, really.
I got the Blu-ray of Jaws. I watched that last night, and the quality is so good that I believe, and I believe at one point when it's the beach scene where everybody's panicking, running out of the water, one of the lifeguards is standing on his lifeguard chair and he's blowing his whistle, and Brody's like, no whistles, no whistles. I believe during that scene, you could literally see up the guy's short leg and see his ball bag. The magic that is Blu-ray. I really think I saw that.
Really?
Yeah. It's rated X now.
That's too
male
crisp.
genitalia.
I don't like when it's that crisp.
It was pretty goddamn good. Well, not his scrotum, but the whole thing.
Is there a difference?
Yeah, it looks really fucking good.
Because there's some movies that they'll re-release on Blu-ray, and they're just doing it to get another $20 out of you. It doesn't look any different.
That movie it was made long enough ago where them putting it on Blu-ray and really like redoing the whole thing. It looks great. Cool. It looks crispy and crystal clear. Jimmy Norton, you just got back from California.
Yes.
And you flew the American Airlines.
I did. And I read the same United story. I had an issue with them, but nothing like United.
Oh, my God. The United thing. What happened? What was your issue with American?
Leno always flies me. They fly me first. And I get to the airport. I'm in the lounge relaxing in gentleman fashion. And they say, will James Norton please come to the front?
I don't like that.
So I go up, and the woman says, listen, the seat that you're sitting in, we have to inform you, it doesn't recline, the footrest doesn't work, and there's no tray.
First class?
Yeah.
What the fuck kind of ghetto plane are they putting you on?
I was really annoyed. I'm like, what? I mean, it's unacceptable. And she goes, well, there's couple seats in business class, but the business class seats, neither the leg rests aren't working in either one of them either. The two that are available.
What the fuck?
So I'm like, what's the matter with you people? You're flying old planes. But the woman was so nice. The customer service was so nice. She's like, we're going to get you a refund. I'm like, I don't care about that. I mean, that's NBC, but fine. I'm like, I just want to get on the plane, miss. I don't want all the overhead space taken. So she gets me a seat where the actual leg rest works in business. So whatever. It's like, that's luxury problems. So I'm sitting in the chair, and it's fine. I'm like, I'm mildly annoyed on principle, but I'm fine.
Right.
So I'm sitting there before the plane. She walks onto the plane and tells me that the receipt has gone through, and then hands me a travel voucher for $1,000.
Whoa, Jesus.
$1,000 travel voucher because of the inconvenience of the downgrade. And I was like, I want to write a letter because she was so nice.
Oh, that's very nice.
She was nice to me even I wanted to be the angry customer so much. But I wanted to say, why doesn't United, these shitheads who fight you at every turn, hire someone like this? Who because now that the problem has been handled, I feel like, okay, I'll fly American anytime.
There must be a policy in place at United where they just
suck,
don't. They either don't hire nice people, or people are trained when they get a job there to just be fucking scumbags. They're horrible over at United.
That's how Delta is too. It's they're
Delta's still an airline.
They're Christ. All right, look, we all don't have radio and TV shows. Some of us got to fly Delta.
I was flying shit United.
But here's the thing with that, like that experience you had with a nice lady. Nice lady was.
Thank you, nice lady.
Nice ass.
I really think that you find these like diamonds in the rough in the airline industries, because everybody's such a fucking cunt, and then you find somebody like that, and then you also see these stories of these stewards freaking out and saying crazy shit and running off the
plane. Right? Yeah.
I really think like this industry is starting to implode. It was getting so much pressure and flack from the outside for so long, and now from the inside, they're starting to say, fuck you and fuck this, and it's starting to crumble from the inside now. I really think that's happening.
Maybe. I mean, because most of them are shitty and short-tempered and snotty. She was very nice, but the way she there's no way she could have authorized that type of travel voucher.
Yeah.
That was from the airline. It was like these dummies that run companies. If you handle a problem like that, I know there's problems. It happens.
Yep.
The way you handle it is everything. And now I have a good feeling about the airline because they were nice to me when they fucked up.
Good experience.
That's all. Yeah, I mean, I'm not that irrational. United, I had such an abominable experience with, and I finally got my money back. But just the way they fought me at every fucking turn. Of course you can't get anybody on the phone.
Stand them.
And the story that you're talking about is
unbelievable.
What happened to you?
No, it wasn't me. This is Well, I just fucking hate United. They're pricks. Their planes are old. They suck, and they're grouchy people that work there. Can't stand them. Well, this is a story about a couple of parents put their 10-year-old daughter on the plane, and I guess United is supposed to, like any other airline, have some kind of a person. There's an actual thing with airlines where if you're flying some kid, they're supposed to have an adult that chaperones the child from the plane through the transfer process and shit like that.
She had a connection from...
Yeah, connecting flight.
Where was she going? From where? She was Traverse City, Michigan, where she was supposed to wind up.
And she connected in Chicago.
That's the United's hub. She was going through Chicago hub connection.
Jesus Christ.
And there's supposed to be somebody there to meet the kid right at the plane, take the kid to the other flight, and make sure everything's hunky-dory. And the parents told the kid, don't go with anyone unless they have a United badge, and this person will meet you here, and here's everything that's going to happen. Well, there was no one there to meet the kid because they sub out the work for these chaperones. They're not even United employees. They fucking get some scrubs. I'm sure also, if they took the time to do a background check on these people, they'd find pedos all over the place.
That's not true.
Oh, no, Uncle Paul.
She was supposed to get on a flight from Michigan, and I said, hello, Phoebe.
Phoebe?
You look like you need a little nap.
A nap?
So we left the airport.
But the plane, it was a connecting flight. The plane was leaving.
Nah, I told him she's going to be a little while. She needs a bath and a nap. She's tired. You can't get to camp all cranky. So we went to a motel, and I was giving her a bath.
Yeah.
I was washing her.
That wouldn't work. The child had to get to a connecting flight.
Yeah, I was washing her good.
And the parents then had no idea.
Oh, those busybodies were very angry. Not even a thank you, Paul. She smells good. Thanks, Paul. You wiped her tears right away.
No more tears shampoo, was it?
Oh, boy.
Not the shampoo making the tears.
Sure.
Yes, of course.
Hey, thanks, Paul. Look at the little United seat donut you gave her.
That's terrible.
I gave her a little donut to sit on so her bottom didn't get sore on the plane. Phoebe.
Little Phoebe.
Sure.
Yeah, the parents then had no idea where their kid was and called United for an answer, was just put on hold. Like your fucking kids. Hi, my kid's missing. They sent them first. They send the call over to India, to their call center in India, like it's lost luggage, or it's like I want a fucking voucher because something happened. No, it's a missing kid, and they send it to the call center in India.
There are, people. These big dumb companies are not understanding what the beatings and how many people are finding out immediately on social networking. They're not handling social networking well at all.
This is the beauty of social networking, is the fact that now everyone is getting a voice. It's not just the people that have radio shows and can say, hey, this company sucks and fuck me over. Now, as long as it catches on and kind of people can rally around something, any old Joe can just get on there and tweet something that something happened and make a big deal of it.
If it's a story that feels legit and not just some disgruntled idiot complaining, and this one felt legitimate.
Yep.
The Progressive Insurance one feels very legit.
It's so infuriating. We'll wrap this one up with they found their kid.
Good.
They finally.
Where was the kid?
Nah, she was no worse for wear. Never mind you. Where was she? Never mind you, Joseph. Mind your goddamn business.
Because there was no
the
no
greeter
person there
forgot to show up
to greet the kid. The kid missed the fucking flight. Missed the connecting flight.
Yeah.
And the kid was asking, walked up to the counter and said, look, I have a connecting flight. I'm supposed to meet it. And they were like, all right, just wait. And missed the connecting flight.
Because they're disinterested, shitty employees. And the kid and the parents called the airport, and they finally got people on the phone. And then one person goes, well, my shift is ending, so I have to go. And they finally appealed to the person as a parent. Like, this is our kid. And then 15 minutes later, they talk. But what fucking pigs. That whole industry is just filled with disinterested postal employee mentality.
Yes, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And they got you by the balls. I remember, Air Canada can just fucking... They're the fucking worst cunts that ever walked on this earth. And I remember one time I was flying Air Canada, and it was the same old fucking horse shit with them. Everything was late. Nothing was working on time. All this horse shit. And I'm at the counter yelling at the guy, going, tell me why we are going to be late and why we're not boarding. And he's going, sir, it's no interest of yours right now. I'm just telling you. And I go, the fucking plane is out. I see the fucking plane at the gate.
Security.
Exactly.
We have a problem. Security.
Exactly. And he goes, if you keep it up, we're not going to let you on the plane. And I had a show that night, and it's like, you have to sit there.
Have you fucked. Since 9/11, they've taken what is supposed to be security and your own safety and things like that and perverted it into this ultimate power trip where a scumbag scrub employee now has the power to fuck your life over if you get them a little annoyed.
They're fucking scumbags. They should be ashamed of themselves what they did after 9/11. They got free money. They got fucking sympathy.
Oh, yeah.
They took it, and they used it as a way to further hustle the public.
To further
They're
fuck
fucking
everybody over.
disgusting people.
Yeah.
They all have this attitude. Every airline employee has the same attitude of like a fucking pothead sound man at a music club. Like, hey man,
that's great.
No
yes.
worries, man. We'll get there when we get there. And it's like, no, I got shit to do. You fucking cocksucker.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's why I'm flying and not taking a Conestoga wagon. I'm in a hurry.
I hate it, dude. I wish the whole industry would collapse. I wouldn't give a fuck if I could never fly anywhere for the rest of my life.
No.
Let it fucking collapse.
None of them. The problem is, like, when this woman at American came on the plane and gave me that voucher, it was she was just being nice. The nice part of that was I fly so much. I see so much shit behavior by these people. The fact that somebody went out of their way to acknowledge, like, yeah, the airline screwed up and here's something nice. It's like that should be commonplace.
Right,
'Cause
yes.
the public is fucking unbearable, too, because, they're the airline deals with the same shitheads that we deal with in audiences who will go like, I was just laughing when they were talking.
Right.
So the airline has to deal with people trying to dope fiend them for free shit. But they don't seem to know the difference between when they're legitimately at fault and when someone's being a cocksucker passenger.
They've taken away every bit of comfort and just customer service, anything that is supposed to be there when you're taking people's money and supposed to give them a service is now just gone. They're doing you a fucking favor now.
That's why I think that when somebody does a gesture like they did for you, $1,000 travel voucher, I really think that's somebody going, I'm gonna fucking fuck this fucking airline, these cunts, and they do something and they go, what are you gonna do? And I had a guy once. I went to the wrong airport in the morning, and you know that, like, the worst feeling ever. My stomach just sank. I was pulling up to the airport, and I was like, I need to be in Newark, and I'm at JFK. I fucked up. I just fucked.
Yeah,
it was
you
like
spaced out, right?
Yeah, it was the worst. You know, and I'm like, I'm not going to make my gig. Like, I was freaking out.
Oof.
And I went into the guy, and I go, please, dude. I just go, I'm begging you. I need your sympathy. And he started laughing. He goes, dude, just pay me $50. I'll get you on this plane. Don't worry about it.
Oh shit!
You gave him $50?
Yeah, I mean, like. It was a fee. It wasn't like I slipped him.
I thought it was like, hey, dude, $50, I get you on a fucking plane.
No, but on the
$100, I'll take as much cocaine as you want me to.
Right. Yeah, but like on the phone when I called, they were going, okay, it's going to be $150 change fee. You're going to pay the flight difference. I'm like, this is going to cost you like $700. Are you joking right now? Like, you have seats available. And they go, just talk to the guy at the desk. So when I got there, the guy at the desk goes, all you got to do is pay $50 and we'll fix it.
That's pretty goddamn good. You were fucked.
What airline was it?
I think that was Delta. And I've been in screaming matches with Delta. Screaming matches, trying to get out of flights because somebody died, and they're going, we need to see a death certificate. And all this shit. Like, I know, dude. Like, it's literally like fucking Rooney and Ferris Bueller. Oh, if you roll our old bones in here, we'll change your flight. And I, like, just screaming at them. And I was like, there's no... And I went into it, like you said, like, ready to be angry, even though it was my fault.
Yeah.
And this fucking angel of a man was like, I'll help you. You know?
Yeah, that's what you need once in a while. Somebody just to be reasonable and nice with you. And when they don't deal with you like people...
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's why people snap so much at work, at the post office, because you're a number. You're not being treated like a person. Sure. And it's like, and I'm not justifying these mentally ill fucking waste, but you do understand how people at least throw punches at people, like, and fucking drill an airline employee in the fucking face.
Well, I do not like the idea that in the airline industry, you can't voice a complaint there at the airport without coming off like you're a fucking terrorist. You're fucking... They always pull that, hey, you want to fucking... You want to get on this plane? Hey, you want me to take you off this plane? You want me to... It's like, really? We've gotten down to where if I have a problem, you're going to threaten the flight? You're going to threaten my fucking transportation that I'm paying for?
They're scumbags.
Twitter's the best weapon. It sounds like it's not, but they do notice that shit. And when they see 70 or 100 or 200 bad, they will address you. Like, they will address you.
Yeah.
It's like they can't not, and they do. So I think that they don't know how to deal with this social networking, and it's like it does help people not get fucked by companies. Because airlines are just these, they don't care. I told this fucking scumbag from Hawaii. He told me where he was from. I'm like, because it was. I went through the story already, but I'm like, you're gonna lose me for good on United. I told him, you're gonna lose me as a customer over what I was saying was $400. I'm like, you want me to eat that and not the airline? Well, sir, we don't tell you what monies to. This scumbag.
He said monies.
He said monies. Ugh. This scumbag was gonna just let me walk for $400 because he doesn't give a fuck. But
He
you
doesn't
attacked him
care.
on Twitter hard enough, and then all of a sudden they see it and they do address you. And they do address you.
Dude, yeah, United is bad. In fact, I bought it when my mom got sick. I had 2 tickets. I had 2 gigs I had to cancel, so I had 2 tickets that were non-refundable. And Delta, I believe, they were like, look, it's okay. Like, just take the money and, you got a voucher. Don't worry about it. United, I sent them this long email saying I can provide medical records, whatever, and they never even responded to me. They just never responded.
That's their terrible.
So I just ate the ticket.
Customer care department. The best way to do it is to write an email and CC the top officers, because now that the first time I ever did this, I was writing letters, and I was actually mailed out 15 letters that I demanded a receipt of signature for. The Continental fucked me one time so bad.
You're hilarious.
I was so aggravated. I did that, and I got it. They changed company policy.
Wow.
But you got to CC the top officers, because then the other people below them see that these guys have been CC'd, and they might come and go, what's being done about this? Because once in a while, you'll get like one of the top 3 or 4 or 5 people in the company. If they see a complaint, they do care, because they're not the scrubs. They don't deal with it's Jeff Smizek at fucking United doesn't deal with these things.
I love that you know his name.
His name I know.
Hell yeah.
He was the Continental
And
CEO.
he probably knows Jimmy's
By this time,
point,
yeah. But I mean, that guy does not deal with the day-to-day bullshit. So when something passes his eyes and he looks at it, he may go, what is this?
Yeah.
So then they
Who are
have
the
to kind of
assholes dealing with this fucking problem.
That happened a few weeks ago with Aetna. Somebody tweeted the CEO of Aetna. Well, he was just, saying at Aetna, about how, he's got cancer and he's got millions of dollars in bills, and his health insurance isn't going to cover it up to a certain point. And the CEO read his tweets and he said, we're going to take care of you. We're going to cover all of your expenses, because the health insurance system is broken and this shouldn't be happening to you, and we're going to help you out.
Wow.
So yeah, you're right. If the right person the guy up top sees it,
And if enough people, I mean, that's where we're lucky, where we have more followers and we're able to talk.
Yeah.
Like, I read this progressive thing, Patton Oswalt, who's got like 700,000 followers, twittered it, and I retweeted it because I follow Patton. So I just, you know what I mean? It's like, when they see enough, man, when they see 1,000 fucking response and progressive.
What's the story? Because
I don't know it 100%. Travis, can you look it up? The progressive. Do you have it?
Yeah.
It's it's an enraging story, and their handling of it on social networking was abysmal.
And
they're getting a fucking.
It's got all the features too. Big corporation, like just insensitivity, and then the lawyer angle in this is fucking picture perfect scumbag lawyers.
And they actually changed their Twitter avatar.
Yeah.
We'll go through it slowly, but they're getting fucking murdered on
they
Twitter.
changed their avatar. They deleted all the robo tweets
because they didn't want flow associated with. They didn't want their precious flow from progressive associated with this.
But that's something that these companies still don't understand about Twitter, and when you fuck up and you do something like this, deleting it doesn't do anything, because thousands of people have already retweeted it or screen capped it. It's there, So basically, I'm sorry.
No. I say, and it's also the robotic response that they give us as individuals when we call. When they do it publicly like that, if they can't respond to every single person. Like if they have 1,000 "fuck you" tweets, they can't just go, "Well, Joe, welcome from Minnesota," But they should direct you to a written human response,
which is what they're doing now.
They're trying to,
Now they deleted all their tweets, and it just says our statement on the Fisher case, and then there's a link.
All right, so you want to go through where the case would happen? Because
sure. Basically,
the guy's a comedian, right?
Yes. Yeah. His name is
Matt something.
Matt Fisher. So his sister was killed in a car crash. The man had Nationwide.
Right.
She had Progressive.
Insurance. Okay.
Yeah. In order for them to settle and get the money from Progressive, they would have had to sue him, the person who
apparently he ran a red light and hit her, right? She had the green, he ran the red. Okay.
Yeah, it was his fault.
His fault.
It was his fault, but in order for Progressive to pay out her settlement and cover all the medical bills, they would have to sue him to find him liable because because there wasn't anybody, liable for the car
So
accident.
if he's found guilty,
then
then they have a thing to go to Progressive and say, hey, he was found guilty. He is the cause of this. Progressive, I was insured with you. You have to pay us now.
Yeah.
So instead of Progressive doing that, they actually paid Progressive, paid for lawyers for the other guy. So he would win the case, so Progressive wouldn't have to pay her for
the money out.
The money out.
Holy shit.
So they supplied the other guy with a lawyer just so they wouldn't have to pay.
Holy shit.
Fucking vultures. These fucking now that's the way and they're denying that they said no, he was defended by Nationwide, but then Matt I think went out and how did Matt I wish we could get him on the phone. I would love to ask him.
So apparently in Maryland you can't sue an insurance company when they refuse to fork over your policy.
Great.
Why?
That's just the way it is in Maryland, I guess.
great?
How do you do it?
Well, that's what they did. Instead, what you have to do is sue the person who killed the sister, establish his negligence in court, and then use that as leverage to get, the policy paid.
Can you then sue the insurance company if he's found negligent?
You can't sue the insurance company, but now you have enough proof to say, hey, he is found legally responsible for this accident. You have to pay us now.
By the way, how the fuck did anyone make that a law? How
can
is
you
that
not sue
in
an
the
insurance
public's
company?
best interest to not be able to sue the insurance company? How the fuck did a politician pass a law that makes it illegal for you to sue?
Easily.
And it's representing the people?
Easily,
Fuck your
though.
mother.
Well, I mean, no, I mean, I'm not saying it's disgraceful. Those laws are the easiest ones to pass because those are the ones that never really see the light of day publicly.
No,
That's stuff that shakes out through Congress or whatever.
Barrel, Joe.
Earmarks.
So
it's a prime example of how. Like we talk about how you're represented by your congressman and you're not. That's a law that, how the fuck did that get passed?
When would you ever hear about it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like when they're discussing the legislation for that, when would you ever hear about that? Unless you went down to the hearings open for the public.
Right.
It's like,
yeah.
It's like when I worked in that shit in Texas at the Capitol, it was like, those things were empty. And rightfully so, dude. It's like sitting through a fucking skin graft. It's the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, they're so boring, and nobody knows when that shit's going on.
Like sitting through Spaceballs, right?
Now what happened?
It's funnier.
Now what happened is that their initial so people were killing them on Twitter.
Yeah.
And what was their initial response?
their
on
initial
Twitter?
response to everybody.
And it was an automatic one that they had retweeted multiple times.
This is a tragic case, and our sympathies go out to Mr. Fisher and his family for the pain they've had to endure. We fully investigated this claim and relevant background/evidence, and this is where they're getting killed for right here, and feel we properly handled the claim within our contractual obligations.
Yes, there you go.
Contractual obligations is what everybody's, again, this is a tragic situation. We're sorry for everything Mr. Fisher and his family have gone through.
Isn't it?
That's their original tweet.
That's their original tweet.
And they kept retweeting it to everybody. And and that's where Gawker got them too. Or it was the Huffington Post.
It looked terrible.
They were behaving like just fucking greedy fucking pigs.
How did they find out that they had paid for the Progressive had paid for the lawyers?
Well, he was in court. Well, what Matt Fisher said was when he was in court, he went to court.
He wrote a whole blog.
The guy who, I think Nationwide was settled immediately because they knew he was guilty. So when this guy had to sue to prove negligence to get Progressive to pay, I think one of the lawyers identified themselves as representing Progressive or something.
From what I read, Nationwide tried to settle a couple times, but it wasn't what they were looking for. They needed more money because she had student loans. She had a lot of she died with a lot of debt, and that's part of what what you pay insurance for is to get the money if you die. You know.
But wait, were they asking for an unreasonable amount?
No, they were asking for seven. Well, they eventually were awarded $760,000, but I think
how much were they asking for?
I think they were asking.
That's it. That's all they got.
They were asking for what the policy covered, what they were paying for.
$3,000 for a life.
But why didn't?
What's that from?
Goodfellas. Why,
now I got to turn my back on you.
Why did fucking Nationwide? Why did Nationwide offer to settle less? Why did Progressive accept that? Why didn't Progressive demand more from Nationwide?
If you give me a minute, I can.
They probably just wanted the whole thing to end. You know, just end it.
They're hoping you go away.
Yeah.
They're fucking.
So now, what is Progressive saying now? Are they saying we're going to take care of it?
They're getting slaughtered, and they know that they changed their avatar so it's not that cunt Flo. There's all these horrible tweets with her dumb face next to him.
Yes.
And they wrote another tweet.
So then they wrote. So now their official statement is, to be very clear, Progressive did not serve as the attorney for the defendant in this case. He was defended by his insurance company, Nationwide. There was a question as to who was at fault, and a jury decided that Fisher's family. And a jury decided in the Fisher family's favor just last week. We respect the verdict and can now continue to work with the Fisher family to reach a resolution.
See, that even sounds phony. And what Matt came out and said, he said he's furious. Can you read his new how he responded to that?
Yes. He said, at the beginning of the trial on Monday, August 6th, an attorney identified himself as Jeffrey Moffat and stated that he worked for Progressive Advance.
Hester Moffat. The rest of me. Your anagrams are showing, Doctor.
Hester Moffat.
Jeffrey Moffat.
Moffat.
Terrible name.
He stated he worked for Progressive Advanced Auto Insurance Company. He then sat next to the defendant. During the trial, both in and out of the courtroom, he conferred with the defendant. He gave an opening statement to the jury in which he proposed the idea that the defendant should not be found negligent in the case. He cross-examined all the plaintiff's witnesses.
And this is a Progressive?
Yes.
Well, according to Matt, it is.
Yes.
According to them, it's not.
On direct exam, I think what Progressive is doing, by the way, is saying we didn't represent him. We just sent a lawyer.
Right, and that's their legalese of saying, they're
because,
not.
I mean, this is the court system. Like, if he's lying and Jeffrey Moffat wasn't there, like, you'd know immediately.
Oh,
like,
wait a minute. So maybe this guy was not the lawyer of record for the guy.
Yeah,
but maybe
he was a progressive lawyer acting on their behalf.
Representing Progressive's best interest.
Yeah. So technically, what Progressive is saying is
legally correct.
Legally correct.
Oh,
yeah.
it's scumbags.
On direct examination, he questioned all the defense's witnesses. He made objections on behalf of the defendant, and he was a party to the argument of all the objections heard in the case.
And then Flo sucked everyone's dick on all the defendants.
After all the witnesses had been called, he stood before the jury and gave a closing argument in which he argued that my sister was responsible for the accident that killed her, and the jury should not decide the defendant was negligent.
This is her own insurance company.
Yes.
Amazing, right?
Yes.
What a fucking... Now, if that's accurate... Again, I would love to talk to this guy because I don't want to say something's right if it's not. But if that's really the way it went down, they're going to lose millions of dollars. These greedy cocksuckers, because first of all, people are going to cancel their policies on principle, and people who would have gotten them will now go, fuck them.
Why would I want them?
Why would I want them?
What was that last part about the sister being guilty of the? Say that again, please.
The jury should not decide.
Who said this, though?
The Progressive lawyer.
Progressive, the defense, the Progressive lawyer provided for the other guy.
Apparently working with Nationwide and this guy.
Okay.
Now, I was wrong. Nationwide didn't offer to settle. Progressive offered to settle, but he claimed never for more than a third of what they owed.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
They just try to fuck you
What is this?
out of your money. Can we...
This fucking sleepers?
Sleepers.
Did you ever see that movie?
Yes.
Where it's like we're gonna hire the prosecutors so our friends get off on the murder case. It's fucking ridiculous.
It really is.
Jesus Christ, man.
Scumbags.
They're and this is like, they're just terrible. They're fucking terrible, soulless. Like, I mean, you know what the only answer is? It's the only way to handle these people. And we all know what the answer is. It's like, until people begin, and this is not just Progressive, this is all insurance people and bankers, not bankers who are just doing their jobs, the people who are fucking you and not caring that they're fucking you. You got to just drag them out of the office and fucking drag him down the street. And when a few people like that are beaten to death, like, you know, like whether it's investment bankers or like the people who are fucking, when they start getting beaten to death in the street for being such inhuman cocksuckers, they'll stop doing it.
It'll stop.
Well, it's like that old Carlin bit about like where he goes, they want to enlist the death penalty for drug dealers. He's like, this is stupid. He's like, drug dealers, the death penalty only works if you use it on people that are scared to die, like the bankers that launder the drug money. He's like, if you fucking execute a banker once a week on TV, you'll see that fucking drug traffic slow down pretty goddamn quick. But like,
yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
But I always talk about that too with like when people talk about like, you know, like when Occupy Wall Street and all that was going on. I was like, this isn't going to make a difference. And people always go, well, they made a difference years ago. I go, you know when they made a difference? When the Teamsters came around and they were starting that up and they fist fought the police. That's when they made a fucking difference. When Jimmy Hoffa and these fucking lunatics were like, we will fight the goddamn cops if we have to.
Like baseball bats.
Like that's the only way to do it. Like none of this other shit is effective or whatever.
No.
The phones are lit, by the way. Is anybody with knowledge of this case?
Oh my God! I wish I took a call earlier. Ugh. Guy wanted to discuss something we were talking about yesterday and didn't even like say what it was. He just automatically started going into it. What a fucking idiot!
Sam, what are they saying that they want to talk about? I
Yeah.
wonder if anyone has more knowledge in this progressive case.
You want to go to Scott on line 6?
What's he
All
saying?
right. He might have some insight on this insurance deal.
Scott?
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, I worked for Progressive for 5 years, actually. They fucking suck, and I used to write estimates for them, and they used to force me to write shitty used parts and everything else, aftermarket parts that didn't even fit correctly, fucking hood hinges that didn't fit correctly. That was a pain in the ass. But the negligence thing, every state's got different negligence laws. I worked all 50 states, like Michigan, and I think Maryland's one as well. They have what's called I don't remember if there's a 1% negligence, where if you're even 1% negligence, like say Anthony and Opie have an accident, if he's even 1% negligence, then the other guy doesn't know shit, regardless. Then you have other states that are comparable negligence, which if they figure out, well, he was excessive speed and he ran a light on a yellow and he hit Anthony, well, we might find...
Got to use our names for.
Well, let me ask you a question, sir.
That's annoying me with that.
Yeah, sir, hold on.
Let's say Jimmy is driving at 50 miles an hour. Joe DeRosa is hitchhiking on the side of the road. Bobby Kelly...
Opie, picture Opie as Flo.
Opie then comes along, but Sam is in the back seat.
Well, that's how they figured out. They figured out, you know...
Oh, shut it.
So basically, the only way to get paid on 100% negligence is if you're at a red light, stopped, and somebody rear-ends you, then it's 100% to zero. But if both cars are moving, there's a chance that in court they can find something that the driver in the right might have been doing less than 100% correct to find that 1% negligence.
That's correct, and that will normally be settled by adjusters. It rarely goes to mediation or court. Now, in a death situation, obviously that's going to. Now, the situation with Maryland, if it was one of those policies where, you know, there's a no-fault clause or something, then they would need an umbrella to cover their ass, and they would have to be sued outside of court. And the thing about the attorney with Progressive, guess what? It's fucking House Counsel.
It's what?
It's House Counsel.
House Counsel.
Yeah.
They have their own fucking attorneys.
Let's say, for instance, let's say Rich Voss was House Counsel. And let's say Bonnie McFarland was driving the vehicle, but Opie was on the side of the road fixing one of the light posts. And then... Oh.
You don't like this guy's name?
I hate the way he uses...
The names?
Anthony is driving.
All right. So funny. Listen, we did not represent United to the best of our knowledge, okay?
Yeah. Exactly.
They would fire Voss when he just tried to say progressive in open court.
Yes. Progressive.
Progressive. Thank you, sir. That's interesting. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks,
sir.
buddy.
I didn't hear any of it. I got too sidetracked with Anthony yelling at him, and I lost.
I just say thank you.
I lost the whole thing.
That was good, though.
Yeah, he did explain, like, the percentage of whatever.
They're terrible.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But, you know, it's a sad thing when you hear a case like this, because it's, you know, like when that Chick-fil-A stuff came out, everybody's like, I'm not going to support Chick-fil-A anymore because they did it. And I'm like, every commercial thing we support is somehow tied into something filthy like this. You literally would have to live on a farm and grow your own vegetables and have a water well, and that's it. Like, that's the only way to not, in some way, put your money towards some disgusting, corrupt,
something
piggish
you don't
thing.
like.
I wouldn't put money into Chick-fil-A, though, but not because the guy gave his opinion, because whatever his opinion it is, but because then I find out that he doesn't like gay marriage, but then they're giving all this money to causes that fight gay, like these fucking family places. So fuck that cocksucker. I wouldn't give knowingly to a company that feels that way and financially supports people that are fucking. That's why I would never buy it.
That's what made me tap out when I found out where the money was going. When I learned that, I was like, I just can't do it. I can't do it in my right mind. But what I'm saying is, I will actively.
Cognitively.
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was great just to watch Joe immediately dumb that down to actively.
I just really fucking Porky Pigged it.
Yeah.
Porky Pigged it.
I will not actively support that now, but I know at the same time, any other fucking place I'm going into, the money is somehow getting to some. I mean, you heard about goddamn charities, like nonprofits and stuff. They do disgusting shit with taking the money. The kids don't fucking see it. You know, everybody knows that old story. But you know, it's just gross, man.
Yeah.
We have any luck with this guy?
No.
His phone just keeps ringing.
Oh, they're trying him. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure it does.
He's probably pretty popular.
No, but where's he from?
He lives in New York.
He's a New York comic?
Yeah. He's in Brooklyn.
Oh, man.
He looks familiar.
Why don't you text his number?
Okay.
If you got the number, text him and say who we're calling from.
His Twitter says, he lives right here in Brooklyn, so.
Oh, let's,
Why, are we in Brooklyn? So right here in Brooklyn.
I didn't know he was a New York comedian.
Last time check.
In bed.
Last time check, we were in the heart of the apple here.
Right?
If he's in fucking bed right, if he's a New York comic, it's 8:11. I'm acting like, why isn't he awake? Because he's a New York comic idiot. He's sleeping.
Yeah, true.
Jim, do you want his number?
No, you guys do it, but I don't know if that's actually him.
Really?
Well, yeah, who knows until it's actually him.
Oh, okay.
And by the way, you could search court cases on Maryland's website, and that guy, Mr. Moffat, was definitely there and definitely identified himself
Mr. Moffat
as progressive.
So why would Progressive come out and say, why would they come out with that fucking legalese horse shit, which is basically lying by telling the truth?
Yeah,
that
I mean,
literally
that's
is
what they
like
did.
your girlfriend wants to know if you fucked her friend, and she said, did you fuck my friend? And you did.
Yeah.
So you go, oh, yeah, I fucked your friend. Sure I did. You're lying by telling. Then she goes, oh, I'm sorry. Why would I think that? You've just told her the truth and lied through your inflection, and everybody knows what you did. But in paper, it looks good.
Right. Yeah.
You told the truth. Sure, I stuck it in her ass. Remember you were in the hospital having a breast removed? I fucked her in the mouth.
Yeah. It is. It's disgusting, man. It's
They're terrible
fucking
people.
disgusting. Jesus Christ. I am shocked the older I get at. I mean, I can't wrap my head around it. You hear shit like this, and you're like, but you'd have to be this evil to do something like that. And it's one thing, like, you know, it's one thing if you're a goddamn serial killer, maniac freak, and you go, well, at least that fucking guy wears it on his sleeve, and I know he's a lunatic.
Yeah.
But I mean, to put a face on like this and fuck people like this, and still like go to sleep at night with it and go to work every day and act like somehow you're not a demon, like that's crazy.
There's
to
no
me.
accountability to it because again, like we've dealt with here, they'll just point upstairs and be like, well, it's just policy. Like, but who made the policy? Who's the one that said, let's send a lawyer down there? Like, but there's no one that ever does these things. It's a conglomerate. It's a bunch of people.
But you know what? I won't even let them off the hook by saying that they're just as part of this evil thing. Because Jeffrey Moffat, or whatever his name is, has a fucking house,
right?
And he gets fucking anal fissures or whatever it is he gets. He gets a cough. His fucking kid's fucking up in school, or his wife didn't make or whatever it is that normal people have. He's not some, and again, I don't know this guy at all, but he's not some corporate machine who has been plugged into the Borg. He's a regular fucking guy. He's one of us. And the people that fuck each other are people just like us.
Right.
It's like we like to put them. That's why I don't buy a lot of this Illuminati shit, because these people that are part of the Borg are just regular fucking, they're a reflection of us. It's like we're all like, how could they be so terrible and such monsters? They're made up of fucking us. They don't ship these people in. What's that from fucking another country?
Well, yeah. Again, to reference Carlin again, it's that the thing about how he doesn't vote, where he talks about there's no people always say where are the stand-up leaders and politicians. He goes, we don't have people like that in this country. You get what the system produces: garbage in, garbage out. Like this is the best. These people come from American homes and American families. They don't come from another dimension. You know what I mean? But
they're not space people.
Yeah.
So we act so shocked that they could be like that, but that's every fucking person in a comedy club that talks. That's every person that doesn't fucking yield when you're merging. When it's fucking, when there's a 1, 1, 1, 1, they go 2, my turn, my turn. That's every fucking, we all deal with them every day, and then we act shocked when someone acts like a cunt like this.
Did you ever see the Twilight Zone? The monsters are coming to Mayberry Street.
That's hilarious.
So you have one of the classic, it's probably the classic Twilight Zone episode. They discuss it in like literature classes and shit like that, or philosophy class, whatever. But the whole thing is about,
sure, Mike, why is your house the lights coming on?
Yeah. The power goes out on this block in the suburb where everything's beautiful and nice, whatever, and the power goes out, and then they realize it's not just the power, it's anything electric doesn't work. The cars, nothing. And they just start to fucking turn on each other, and they start accusing each other of being like
the second the lights come on one house, like they came on in one house, and they're like, "Hey, why are your lights on?
Right.
What do you know? What did you?" Yeah.
And then
a bunch of fucking assholes.
Yeah, and they're all ready to kill each other. And the big twist at the end is these aliens are like, "This is how we'll conquer this planet. We'll just take away their power, and they'll just turn on each other because they don't know how to coexist in a crisis situation." And it's like, to put it in the terms of this is the way people justify it. They go, their crisis situation is my family, or my car payment, or my job security, or my whatever the fuck it is, and they just keep justifying it till you get to a fucking point where you're sitting there going, well, if I want to buy this suit for myself, I've got to go to work every day and do this evil shit. I mean, you break it down to that small level, and then they just think that it's okay.
And they don't think it's evil. That's they don't think, they don't look at it like that. They go, hey, it's my job. Hey, you know what? Got to do my job. Like, there's no right or wrong. It's just my job. There's none of them will say, this is wrong. I'm being a scumbag by doing this.
And they do that police interrogation mentality thing of like, well, hey, they do it to me, so I might as well do it to them first. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's really fucking gross, man. But once you're down that road, you're fucked. It's like going down any other dark road. Once you start creeping down it, you'll justify anything.
Well, we've kind of made that ourselves because the law is set up to, all right, guilty people go to jail, innocent people don't. But there's like such a cut and dry, and I guess you have to have this many people protected by the same laws.
Mm-hmm.
But there are so many times where we know what the right thing is, but because it doesn't go by the letter of the law, and when we allow the fucking letter of the law to override what we know is right, that's where we get into fucking trouble, and it happens a lot. And it's hard, I don't know how to fix that.
But how do you mean? Because I don't know if I'm following.
Okay, perfect example. It was in death penalty cases.
Okay.
Or in other cases, if evidence comes in late or beyond a certain period of time, or let's say in a rape case, a prosecutor, because the rape happened in 1985, there's a little bit of blood left on a sock or whatever. The convict goes, I didn't do this, I want DNA testing. The prosecution, so he doesn't lose that conviction, will fight the convict getting that DNA testing, even though it will prove much more conclusively than anything else whether or not that's his blood or not. And then the flip side is, well, prisoners sue for everything, so you can't just let them continue to do what they want, because they're all going to waste your time.
Right.
But in that case where a guy is saying, can you test this DNA? Why does it take 3 years? Like, why doesn't the state, why are we giving money to fucking Egypt to try to fund their fucking child television shows which are friendlier to the West, instead of putting all of our money into DNA testing a guy who goes, look, that's not my cum on the sock. I didn't rape this chick.
Right.
How the fuck is that not just done for free?
Right, yeah. It's
yeah.
Like,
no,
that's where it's fucking... And they don't get caught that much. That scumbag Nifong, whatever his name was, in the Duke case.
Yeah.
The Nifong, who was prosecutorial misconduct, and he was eventually disbarred, I think. Because those three guys, he knew those guys didn't do it, or he knew the evidence showed that it didn't look like they did it, and he kept going anyway.
Well, and that's very interesting too, because that speaks to the like somebody doing that, like a prosecutor going, I know these guys aren't guilty, but I'm going to keep doing it. That's the same thing we're talking about with like the evil deeds of any corporate guy. That's that guy going, I got to do my job, and my job is to win the case, and my job is to keep my record up, and then my family gets to eat, and we have shelter and whatever.
Right. Yeah.
It's fucking nuts, man.
There's no humanity to it.
None. This fear of survival is fucking crazy. It's crazy. 90% of us, and I don't think I'm using that figure loosely, 90% of us have friends, have family, or have both, where if the bottom completely fell out of the fucking boat, we'd have somewhere to go. We'd have some couch to sleep on. We wouldn't end up in the goddamn street. There are a lot of homeless people in this country. It's a fucking shame. It's a problem. I hope it gets fixed. But when you think about it, percentage of homeless to percentage of non-homeless is so fucking small. It is such a goddamn gap between those two percentages. And people freak the fuck out. Oh my God. And like, people in our shoes know nothing's going to happen. Every guy in this room took a goddamn gamble with our lives. We went out and did comedy. We did radio. You didn't even graduate high school, Ant. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Neither did I, Joe.
You didn't?
No.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Well,
but
you're better than us, Joe.
Yeah, what are you all of a sudden, Mr. Harvard?
Yeah.
What are you, fucking Sumner Redstone?
Everything's fucking peach fuzz. The fuck are you, Bishop Sheen? But, you know, that's my point is, like, everybody in this room took their chances in their own way and said, look, I'm going to do what I feel is right for me to do right now. And whether it was positive, negative, mistake, or whatever, you're still alive. I don't know anybody, literally, and I know drug addicts and hopeless alcoholics and fucking douchebags. I don't know anybody that's about to become homeless. I really fucking don't. I don't know anybody so destitute that you're not going to survive in this world if it's not by your own doing or some unforeseen circumstance like cancer or something like that. So this fucking sickness of this capitalistic sickness of like, we have to do what we have to do or we're not going to live, and it's fucking insane, man.
It is the downside of capital, and I'm sure all human beings have that, but it's one of the uglier parts. I got a text from a friend of mine. She writes, my washing machine hose broke and flooded my house while I was at work for 9 hours. Allstate's adjuster offered me a check for $3.65
for the hose
because his rationale, and she wrote, rationale was the hose was the only thing that broke, and I should be responsible for the floors, all of my appliances, wall insulation. They sent a cleaning crew to my house. They accidentally tore the wires to my water pump out when pulling out insulation. It cost $3,500 to fix. Allstate said to call ServPro to fix it and then drop my policy.
Those motherfuckers.
They're just horrible scumbag. Insurance people, and I know they have to deal with a lot of scumbags. They have to be on guard because people lie to them all the time and try to get free money.
Yeah,
but they have to investigate claims because then you see a guy who claimed his leg got bitten off by a shark fucking doing the Watusi in his yard. And you're like, how is this guy doing the Watusi with two healthy legs?
Right.
That's a good example, actually.
This is a classic symptom of an overpopulated society, and we live in one.
The commercial. Sorry, Joe.
Yeah. Progressives, they're really going crazy with their commercials.
I can't see what she's saying, but I think she's saying, if your sister dies, we'll fuck her too.
Yeah, we'll fuck her over.
Yeah. Look at this box.
Yeah, we won't run her over, but we'll sure make it sadder that she got run over. Terrible Flo. Flo's a cunt. I hope something bad happens to Flo.
God, another one on the bottom. They just start pounding commercials.
Yeah.
Boy, you know, Flo must be like,
Oh.
Doesn't this just seem fucking embarrassing?
It's embarrassing. It's disgusting.
Yeah, with that story.
They're getting murdered.
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
should. And this is where Twitter, like people who hate Twitter, I get it.
Yeah,
but this is where it actually pays off, where people can fucking really, a legit scumbag company move.
Yeah. It's so hard to put that human element that you were talking about, though, in these businesses. It's not, it's not 1860 where you got the mercantile and you go down there and, you open up your account and it's a one-on-one basis. Now it's just, you were talking about how people are just like us, but there's this collective that goes on with these companies where you can't deal with somebody's individual common sense. There is this, there might be evil people in the company, but there's also cool people and that. But as a collective, they're just under the umbrella of the corporation, and I think that that's more evil than the sum of its parts.
Right.
Well, it's because there's zero accountability. It might be the individuals that are bad, but they never have to be accountable to anything because you could just pawn it off on the Progressive logo. Hey, who did it? They did. See that big blue thing that says Progressive? That's the evil thing. I just work there.
It's a product of an overpopulated society because things are so jammed up and there is so much to attend to that they have to start to make these general practices and broad rule. It's the same reason why every single person in an airport has to go through this goddamn fucking rigmarole because one asshole tried to bring too much Gatorade strapped to his nuts through, and they were like, oh, it's a fucking bomb or whatever.
Or,
you know what I mean?
An entire group of people under the heading of the same religion have been consistently caught plotting to bring down planes. It could be one of those things, too. It could be because we had a couple of planes fly into buildings, and then fucking Richard Reed tried to fucking blow his toes off.
My point, no, I know that.
Old
I know
Tootsie
that.
Bomb.
I know that, but my point is that when you go, security it's a little ridiculous. We know it works.
Yeah.
Every time they catch somebody, they up it even more. They make it even tighter, and you're sitting there going, "It doesn't have to be this bad for everybody. This is ridiculous."
Yes,
but they have to do it like that. And then it's the same thing with these companies with the bureaucratic practices where they go, "Everybody tries to steal from us, therefore we cannot entertain." It's the same mentality at the airport. Everybody's a terrorist, and we just have to treat it like that. Everybody's trying to fuck the company. We just have to treat it like that. And it sucks, and it's bullshit, but it's because we're too goddamn overpopulated.
But part of the difference is, and I do know your point, is that when you're getting onto a plane, like when they're searching you, they are literally trying to stop somebody from blowing up the aircraft. It's not, and I know that there's money going around and TSA employees, but it's not based on fucking the individual passengers out of money without conscience. It may just be a blanket thing where we all got to pay for the piggish behavior of some, but it's not based on being a scumbag and fucking you out of money the way this is.
But it is based on efficiency to the harm of you, the individual. Maybe not financially. There's definite physical harm at stake there. True. Dude, people just walking through that big machine, and they never tell you, if you don't want to go through this radiation device right now, you have to. And Burr told me, he goes, dude, if you just say you don't want to do it, they have to pat you down.
Right.
So I do that. Jesus Christ, I don't want to get to that fucking machine. So they can fucking cook me before I get on the flight. But
they don't cook you. And I love the fact that people are so afraid of the machines, and then they spend 8 hours with a cell phone taped to their face.
Well, look, that's
just silly.
That's a valid point. That's a very valid point. But my whole thing is that I never use this without a fucking wired headset. I won't even use a Bluetooth.
Yeah, I don't use Bluetooth either.
But here's my point is that that's one of those things where they go, we need to be efficient. We need to get these fucking animals through the gate right now. We're hurting the sheep, and we don't have time. We're not going to fucking tell them that this could be detrimental to you. And that's why if you ask, we can't say no to your body frisk request, but we're also not going to tell you that that's an option because it's going to slow everything down.
But do they look at it like that, or is it actually a more efficient way of screening people? because I think an X-ray, I trust an X-ray like that a lot more than some dopey TSA employee or disinterested TSA. I trust the X-ray a lot more. I'm not saying it's 100% foolproof.
And believe me, you could put something on your taint. And they're really, I mean, they do check pretty close when they do that. But it's not going to be as thorough as a fucking amazing science fiction device that looks through clothes.
But yeah, look, I'm not saying it's not cool.
Oh, yeah.
All right?
Cool as shit.
But my point is it worth the trade-off? It's this, again, everybody's a terrorist, so we have to put them through this device that could give you fucking cancer or God knows
right?
what else.
You're right.
It's not worth
But they've
it.
said it's very, I mean, from what they say, I mean, they're not going to tell you if it's bad.
Right.
But the TSA people,
too.
don't you think the TSA people would object? They're standing there all day.
Yeah, but I don't think they're in it.
No, but they're standing fucking a foot in front of it.
Do you think people working airport security have A, a high enough IQ, or B, enough job options to go, I'm not going to stand next to this machine all day?
Stupid fucks, aren't they?
When is the last time an American plane got taken down was, and even then, the security didn't fail. It was just what their procedures were in place for the pilot.
Yeah.
If the pilots didn't come out, that would happen. But it works. It sounds crazy, but it's mildly annoying. And you can get a pre-screen now for the TSA. Where you walk right through with your fucking shoes on.
Oh, you can? I want to do that.
But it works. And then people say, well, how could they search all the... and then they find a cell here where they're fucking plotting something, or they do find these liquids, and it's like, what's the answer? How do we expect them to stop people from doing this? I'm not willing to sacrifice my civil liberties, but I don't mind going through airport security as long as it's handled with politely and, like, you know, have a nice flight. When they do that and I just walk through without an issue and occasionally get the bag searched, it's not that big a deal.
I don't
deal with it all the time.
Yeah, and I do not disagree with anything you're saying, but my point is that it's a product of overpopulation. If we lived in a reasonably populated society, there would be time to do an efficient security check, just as efficient and thorough, without bringing radiation into the fucking picture. There just would be. Like, there would be a way to do this properly. But, like, that kind of thing, that happens with every single public service system, any sort of customer service related thing. They can't deal with the situations properly. They can't deal with it case by case. There's too many fucking people. I mean, it's at a point now, I mean, people were complaining about automated systems when you call places 10 years ago. It's at a place now where, like, companies literally do things now where they go, if you want to talk to a person, you have to pay $5 a minute or whatever it is. It's so fucking crazy.
Part of it is, but part of it is also like think of it. Well, you're saying if it was a smaller population. Let's just say America was half the population.
Right.
Which is what, 150, 160 million people. Then everyone is going to be hand-frisked going through. Like, people are screaming about TSA hand searches. They're screaming about it. My civil liberty. So then they put it in the machines. And people yell about that. These radiation. There's never a point where the public says, hey, I get it. And yet, when something happens, the public never says, you know what? I didn't want security, and this is the price I pay for not having security, is I am now plunging. There's never that balance. Because people always say, like, well, you know, well, fucking you can't just randomly frisk people. Well, then how do you get certain things done? Good police work. Okay, let's infiltrate a mosque. You can't infiltrate a mosque. That's good police work. No, it's not. You're stereotyping. Okay, so I can't stereotype. So what is good police work?
I know,
if not using your cop intuition.
Right.
People talk in fucking circles because they want to look at the system like it's somehow coming down on them. And then when you break it down example by example, there's never a balance. It's never where they go, okay, that's a good point.
Right.
Like, okay, that makes sense.
Right.
That type of an intrusion or that type of an inconvenience makes sense because the payoff is, they are dying to take down another fucking plane.
Oh, they'd love it.
And it has not happened. They have not been able to do it, despite the fact that a lot of these guys are willing to commit suicide to do it. It has not.
No one's even been able to get
off.
on to, like, hijack a plane. Just the old school, like, hey, take me to Cuba. That's like no one's even been able to do that.
Security's a deterrent, even if it doesn't stop every single thing. Terrorists all see it happening. It's a fucking a deterrent. And every time they find somebody doing something new. Like Richard Reed getting his fucking shoes put out showed that, oh, that's what they're going to do. So then they know, okay, the system is now onto this. We have to find a new way. There's all this liquid shit. All right, we have to do this. Maybe it's effective, maybe it's not.
Okay.
But it does. But you know what I mean? It's like, where's the balance? Like, I don't want them frisking me when I'm walking down the street either.
No, I don't want them frisking me when I'm walking down the street. But I do think it's fucked up that they don't inform the public, hey, you have the right to not go through this machine and get hand frisked if you want, and that they don't say it, because in their head it's like, just move these fucking idiots through here right now.
But
we don't
is
have
it
time
dangerous?
for this shit.
I know what you're saying, but is it dangerous? Because I've also said, they said it's less... It's much less than this. The radiation.
I think if you go through it a lot, though, it's a cumulative thing.
I mean, for as much as we fly, I mean, you fly more than I do, but I still fly a lot. Where I'm like, I'm not doing that every other fucking 2 weeks or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's just too much. And that's what's crazy to me is I go, all right, well, if obviously if it's not dangerous at all, you wouldn't even allow the hand frisking anymore. They have the authority to do that. They have the authority to go, shut your fucking mouth. You will do whatever we say before. Yeah, they have the authority to do that, and they don't. So something's fucking fishy about that to me. That when you ask them and they go, oh, okay, step over here and we'll fucking grab your balls instead. You know, which I don't mind.
Yeah, a big ball grab at the airport. Fuck yeah. I usually get it in the restroom, though.
And I love the fact that the media gets so crazy every time a child is searched. Well, meanwhile, if they didn't have the deterrent, we will search kids, then the next time somebody wanted to fucking pack C4 onto a plane, they'd put it in a kid.
Kid bomb.
It's like, it makes me nuts when people just feel victimized by every ounce of security we have to go.
Yeah,
I don't feel, when I check it, it's almost weird. Like, you don't even have to walk up to a fucking agent anymore. You can literally just print your boarding pass at home, and the first person you talk to is at the security line. Whereas years ago, it was the 3 dumb questions. Long before 9/11, it was, did you pack your bags? They were asking those annoying questions.
Here's the thing I don't get. I need to be careful when I say this because I'm not being insensitive to what happened.
Racist.
No. I'm very. I mean,
I was talking to myself.
The shooting, the Batman shooting that happened. I mean, it's horrible, absolutely horrible, tragic thing. Like, and I'm very, very empathetic and sympathetic toward it. But that's what shocks me, and this is why I don't get all bent out of shape about the idea of a terrorist plot or anything like that. This whole thing is so fragile to begin with. I am shocked that sort of thing happens as infrequently as it does.
Right.
And it's horrible. But when that happened, I was watching the news clips in a diner with a friend of mine, and I go, do you realize like how fragile this whole thing is? That can happen literally at any second, anywhere.
Right.
Anywhere. And the fact that terrorists aren't doing that sort of thing in this country makes me think the terrorist threat isn't quite as great as we think it is.
That does seem like something that would just happen every day.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's a little, and I'm not saying the terrorists are out there, I'm not saying there's no threat, but I'm saying I think it's a little more in control than we like to think that it is at times.
I think you're right.
You know?
I think you're right.
Okay.
But we
No,
don't
that's a good point.
But you don't want to let the guard down because then it won't
I'm not saying let the guard down, but I'm just saying, like, there's something to be said. There's something, this is the hat trick for Carlin references. Sorry. But he did that thing, and he did it before 9/11 happened about the airlines, where he talks about, like, the airlines fucking with you security-wise.
Wow, yeah.
He goes, they got you by the balls. They make you do whatever they want. That's their way of reminding you they can fuck with you whenever they want. And he goes, because people will always trade a little bit of freedom for the illusion of security.
The illusion.
Yeah.
Yes,
He's like, they'll always trade it off. And that's the thing I think. I'm not saying let the guard down, but I also think that we take this fear, and we meaning them or whoever it is, and they use it as a way to go, we can do whatever the fuck we want. And sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's like Jimmy's saying with, like, security at the airport, and we get through and it's, and nobody dies on the plane or whatever. But a lot of the times it's like, what we were talking about earlier with these insurance companies and these bureaucratic corporate practices where they're just saying to you, we have you fucking afraid. We'll take your policy. Your friend is, we will take your fucking policy away.
Yeah, that should never be an option to use that kind of fear to fuck you.
I had situations with movers when I had to move home with my mom. I had situations with these movers where these guys fucked me. They charged me $400 more than they said they were going to. I paid it. I didn't argue.
Movers are the worst.
Yeah, I got to the place where they put the storage unit where they put everything. Everything was all fucked up. I had to move it out, reload it. I called them. I go, you guys have to give me a discount. You have to give me some money back. I had to reload it myself. The reason I hired you was so I wouldn't have to do that, and I had to do it, right? They argued with me. We screamed at each other for 20 minutes. A guy got on the phone and goes, Mr. DeRosa, you do not understand what you are talking about. You are out of line. If you call us again, we will send you a bill for additional charges. And he hung up on me.
That's great. That's good.
And I called my lawyer. Yeah, I called my lawyer and my accountant. I go, do they have the right to do that? And he goes, yeah, they can do anything they want. And he goes, no, you can fight it. He goes, do you feel like going to court for 3 months to to get $200? He's like, and I was like, no. And he's like, then leave it alone. But it's such a small scale example of how this all fucking works. They scare you to a point where you go, I'm not going to fucking push back. I can't.
I work for Moish, Mayflower.
Yeah.
I fucking pop wheelies. I do wheelies in the truck. Move everything.
When in reality, I had a little situation up there in Middletown.
Up in Middletown. I don't want to talk about it. Hey, I have problems with my fucking boss.
Yeah, this guy doesn't want to buy the car. I push his face right in the fucking hood. You buy this fucking car, I'll break your
fucking head.
Yeah, my glasses fell off. I'm like, what happened to I stepped on those motherfuckers.
Chip fucking listened to those tapes.
We made them. They stole that stuff from me and my friend.
You probably didn't. You probably
the Chippy boys.
I don't believe you, Chip. But they there's no recourse. They can fuck you like that, and it's amazing, and it's unbelievably frustrating.
They can fuck you like that, but and to get back to the fear thing, how will they fuck you like that? That's the thing. They get this fear thing in our heads where we go, well, they might, so I better not. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like that thing, like when
the fear of being crushed by something so much bigger, and with so much money to spend. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's like it's like when a guy mouths off to you in a bar, and you go, what the fuck? And you want to say something back, and then you hear your mom's voice going, he could have a gun. You know what I mean? He could have a knife. You better not. And then you just go, I'm just going to let this guy call me a fucking cocksucker. I'm just going to walk out of here. I'm going to be the bigger man or whatever. Yeah, and you're like, you know, it's stupid, man.
But you know, an example we've talked about on the show too is there really is a weird checks and Nixon was brought down by guys with flashlights. Like somebody like that brought down the presidency. Like there is a really weird level of accountability. Like when you look at it like that, like if he wasn't protected. Once things get pushed to a certain point publicly, and like progressive is being pushed publicly now, and we didn't have Twitter years ago,
right?
But like they have to do something. Once everybody knows it, it's harder for them to fuck
when
you.
It gets over that fucking that initial hump of the roller coaster, it's just gonna go. You know,
then they all run for cover, and they'll just help you to make. Then they want it to go away because the crushing is coming from everybody. It's like we're afraid of being crushed by them. They're afraid of being crushed by all of us.
But
collectively.
I also get pissed though when they acknowledge that something's fucked up and they fix it because it just shows how fucking phony they are.
Of course.
It's like, oh, because you got caught now you're going to be like, we always want a good customer service. And they have that line of shit. They take care of the problem. And then meanwhile, thousands of other people just get fucked without, you know, any voice or anything.
It's like when you're a kid and your mom makes you go over the fat kid's house and go, now apologize, and you got to stand there in his living room. Sorry.
Play with wrestling toys, write fan fiction.
Yeah, you know, it's. You're right. It's like, who gives a fuck at that point? Because I caught you, now you're sorry. Go fuck yourself.
You know, it's like let's say regular guy, Joe Bag of Donuts. When Joe Bag of Donuts,
right. Let's just say I'm driving Joe DeRosa. I'm in the car, right?
Right.
Jimmy Norton's at a light.
That's right. And you see that guy. And you see a very tall young lady in the seat next to me. Jimmy pretends not to notice you as he speeds through the red light. Humiliated. Should we break?
Yeah, we'll take a break.
Make love.
Sure. Make some love. Do some reads. Right? Don't we have any? Do we have any?
Just one.
Just one? Woo, we're loaded. Nice. All right, we shall return. Ooh, that's like a famous saying. We shall return. All right, take a break.
This is the Opie and Anthony channel on Sirius XM. guy over there? Uncle Paul, with the creepy old guy stare. Uncle Paul, now he's coming over here, slowly limping down the hall. It's too late now, 'cause here comes Uncle Paul.
Let me show you how to make a big boy love you.
In today's episode, Uncle Paul tells us about his deep, dear friend, Jerry Sandusky.
My friend Jerry's in trouble. We used to get together and play the old frickle frackle. Yeah, that's where you put like all the soapy suds on your penis and you move your hips like a hula hoop and then you slap the cheek while the water's splashing. Sure, and the suds are flying off his cheek and everybody's laughing.
Who's that old guy over there? Uncle Paul, with the creepy old guy stare. Uncle Paul, now he's coming over here, slowly limping down the hall. It's too late now, 'cause here comes Uncle Paul. Sirius XM. This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
I don't know if I like the sound effects in the Uncle Paul bit.
What?
I like the Uncle Paul bit, but I don't know if I need sound effects.
Really?
Splashing.
You didn't like that?
We know what a splash sounds like.
Exactly. That's true.
Sally that?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Not a great
problem.
guy.
Problem?
You know, splash it up. Yay! The creaky door.
Yeah, it
What
was
is
a
that,
little much.
fucking Z100?
You're right.
After the
You're
Angry
right.
Panda thing, this is not,
Oh, God.
not good for
What was the
Sal.
Angry Panda?
I heard that on your after show, Sam, the other
You hear
day. And, well, Sal, remember when Sal made, it was a little thing for Roland, who we call the Angry Panda because, like, he's a big, lovable kind of guy. He looks harmless and hey, he got a little giggle and everything.
Right.
But then when he gets pissed, he's the most notorious, horrific guy to get in an argument with.
Yeah, he's vicious.
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 So, you know, it was kind of like, I would call him the Angry Panda. It's kind of a good, you know,
It's an
little
affectionate
juxtaposition
term. A term of
yes.
affection and endearment. Guy who over-explains. A term of friendship.
And then Sal thought he was going to propel himself into the world of genius and production and show his talents off by making a quick sounder for the show whenever whenever Roland gets mad with this Angry Panda thing. And it literally killed using Angry Panda.
If you remember, he ran in, like, middle of the segment.
Oh,
like,
yes.
Guess what? I've got the spice this segment needs. It's the cherry on top. Sal is going to be a legend after this.
Yeah, he thought he was fucking in.
Yeah,
and he did.
Oh, boy.
It wound up killing that. We don't even call him Angry Panda anymore because it just, it was so bad.
Okay, yeah.
Listen to this. It sounds, let me just tell you what, the voicing is terrible. The sound itself is horrible, and it sounds very amateurish.
Okay.
Yeah, well, fuck him, it does.
Fuck him, it does.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. What am I supposed to do?
Sounds like an amateur.
Fake it? Let's listen.
Don't get the panda angry!
And a lion. Doesn't
That's
it, like,
the whole thing?
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, and we're supposed to play that whenever Roland gets mad, and we would be like, "That's fucking brilliant."
What do you
yeah.
think? I wish the fucking lion in that bit would have eaten him
Oh, just
halfway through
eaten
recording that, so I
Sal.
never had to hear it.
It's so bad.
It looks like Jim liked it.
That's fucking terrible.
Isn't it horrible?
Yeah, because that lion's, first of all, that's the lion roar from Exorcist 3.
Oh.
Whenever the fucking demon would roar and it would trail off into a lion roar. You hear that again?
Yeah,
I
listen to
didn't
the
get enough.
voice too. It doesn't have a powerful thing. It's cheesy effects are put on it.
Whose voice is that?
I think it's Sal's.
Oh, Sal had to do it himself.
It's Sal's voice, and it's layered, right? Yeah.
Sal, it's terrible.
Yeah, it stinks.
And
Sal, are you humiliated by that piece?
It was the biggest regret I've had since I've come here.
He's so humiliated by it. He's never even tried again, and he won't. He will never again try to do a piece of production.
Well, let's hear the funny Roland thing. Like, if Roland gets upset, let's see what happens. We play this.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Roland's getting mad.
Oh, shit.
Don't get the panda angry!
it's so long. You would
Yeah.
have to sit there. You would have to sit through that 30 seconds or whatever it is.
You guys talk. The panda is still talking.
What's the explosion?
Well, that's the explosion that turns a panda into a lion.
Yeah.
It's a panda lion bomb.
Panda lion.
It's a gene pool explosion? That's
Yes.
terrible.
That's like, yeah, it's
yelling.
The
and
sound of DNA splicing.
It's not a powerful yell. It's sort of
No, it sounds like the fucking Boy King from fucking Game of Thrones shouting. Don't get the panda angry!
Oh God! Sal sucked.
I know it's terrible. I apologize.
yeah.
I hate the slow,
But by the way,
purposeful diction.
One more time.
he didn't think it was terrible when right before you said it was terrible. He didn't think it was
No,
terrible.
he thought it was great. Let's
Don't get the panda angry!
The picture him, by the way, when we listen to it here again, picture him in the studio in front of the mic yelling this, because I would have loved to have seen a video
And I'll bet
of
you
that.
he held his headphones
Yes.
when he fucking yelled it. He probably had his hands on his stupid headphones
Yeah.
to get the full sound of his own
That's a good one.
teenage girl voice.
Yeah, you don't have a powerful voice. That's
right.
terrible. Let's hear.
Don't get the panda angry!
Oh, sorry.
Oh, God.
What a douche.
Oh, man.
You suck.
That is fucking terrible.
It's so douchey.
Isn't that hideous?
I hate it.
And I just don't get, like, a drop should be like 2 seconds.
yeah,
Like Roland starts getting angry, then you hit a button that goes, Angry Panda, or something like that.
Yeah, whatever.
You know.
Why don't you make another one, Sal?
Jesus Christ, the Beethoven of sound drops in there.
Right?
Yeah.
No.
This is my finest work. It has 7 movements.
Yeah.
The fucking live Leonard Skinner version.
How about the panda's so mad he should be in Mad Magazine or something? Something like
perfect.
that, and you play a bunch of panda sounds of a fight or something.
Good one, Chip. Believe me, I would like that more than I liked.
You hated Sal's thing?
It's so it gives me that like I'm watching Spaceballs.
Oh wow, you hated Spaceballs.
Oh, I hated it.
It is a terrible drop.
You know, like
It's horrible.
No, it's really bad.
Really bad?
Yeah.
What's the worst part?
Is it among the worst that you've ever heard?
Yeah, even like not including radio. It's like it's one of the worst things I've ever
Yes.
encountered.
Oh my
It's
god.
horrible. You know what recording is better than that?
What?
We will rock you.
Oh
We will roll you.
Going down, down, down. Yeah.
Feel the heat. Yeah. Oh, this is so bad.
He will roll you.
Oh my God.
Baby, don't you know my heat will
It's so bad.
rule your soul.
So
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Love
Someone said this sounds like Bob Kelly when he was in here singing Journey.
tomorrow.
Oh, I see it.
All day, all night, you feel my heat.
Doesn't even rhyme.
Feel my heat.
Yeah.
I think we should repeat that again.
I did this.
Feel
Feel my heat.
my heat. Feel my heat. Yeah.
I did this comedy show once where the whole premise of the show was you had to get really high.
I wish that was something you said when you were 85. This comedy show once. Sorry, Joe.
Okay. I know it was an insult. I didn't get it, but I know it was an insult. No, we did this comedy show once where you had to get really stoned before you went on stage and try to get through it, and it was very paranoia-inducing, obviously. But if you, at any point, if they were talking to you and you started telling a story that went on for too long because you were too high, they would drop that in over the speaker. They would go, feel my heat. And it was just like, yeah, it was their way of saying, you're bombing, stupid. Keep fucking moving.
Dr. Steve is on the phone.
Oh. Dr. Steve.
Yeah, you know what? Excuse me, Dr. Steve. The guy Joe in Buffalo says the sound effects take away from some of Uncle Paul's creepiness.
Yeah.
Makes it sound too comical.
Too fun. And
Take the fucking sound out of that.
Yeah.
Hate that.
Sal, how do you feel about their reaction to your Uncle Paul?
I don't know. I just got to work on it.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I mean, that's how these guys can talk to you guys now, huh?
I don't know. I just gotta work on
I guess
whatever.
these guys can say whatever they want when they come in here now.
Well, the anger panda thing was the most embarrassing thing.
What's anger panda?
Still is.
It's humiliating that you even brought it up again. Please don't play it again.
You mean this?
Don't get the panda angry!
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, that hard.
It's not even a panda, it's a lion.
Oh, wait. There it is.
And then after this Uncle Paul thing, it's all strikeouts for this kid.
Yeah.
God.
It fucking stinks. Fucking stinks. Well.
Dr. Steve?
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
There seems to be a little bit of a problem between you and Joe DeRosa.
And girl laugh DeRosa.
Oh, shit.
You know what, Steve? Listen, first of all, I want you to shut your dumb prescription writing face.
DeRosa angry.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Big Boy's got a podcast now. He thinks he's one of us.
Oh, shit.
You know what bugs me about you, Steve?
What?
Is that, first of all, you're a doctor.
Yes, that's right. I know that bugs.
And not a comic or anything like that.
Right.
That fucking bothers me, first of all, how somehow you fucking scabs infiltrate this world somehow. And secondly, you're on fucking Twitter going, all right, Joe, we get it, as if I'm the only one having the discussion, and you're picking on the fucking little bird in the room because you're too scared to fucking go at Jimmy or Anthony.
Why would I want to go at them? And look, it was just funny. If you said this problem is due to overpopulation at least 8 times in the space of
Wow.
Shit. It sounded like, listen, Joe, I like you. So
oh, do you, Steve? Oh, I'm so blessed. Oh, Steve likes me. Oh, thank you. Can I do your podcast someday?
Sure, absolutely. On riotcast.com. Here's the thing.
Yeah, that's right.
It sounded like, yeah, I'm sorry. It just sounded like a guy who heard something from somebody and then wanted to spat it because they wanted to sound smart.
Oh, man. Holy fuck.
Dr. Steve with a kidney punch.
Wow.
Couldn't resist just throwing out a little tweet and didn't realize I was going to have to interrupt rounds.
Interrupt rounds.
Dr. Steve giving Joe a dignity-ectomy. Wow.
Yeah, you were acting like a really tumescent penis, Joe.
First of all, it wasn't that. It was my own opinion. Okay,
I'm
Steve?
sure that's true.
It is true. I sound like a guy saying something that ever repeating from somebody else. Is that what you're saying?
No, not necessarily, but or it just came upon you like a light bulb one night, and you said, "You know, I'm gonna repeat that a lot."
Oh, my God.
Dr. Steve.
Dr. Steve.
Oh, the doctor is in. Wow.
Oh, come on.
Good one, Joe.
I don't like his fucking James Dean doctor swagger that he has on the phone when he just keeps going, I'm just fucking with you, Joe. Steve, you're not my fucking coach. All right, I don't care. You're not my mentor. Hey, kid, I'm joking with you. Sometimes we got to play rough to teach you a lesson. I hope you fall into a fucking scalpel today.
Tough love. Tough love.
No.
The scalpel he's using to carve you up with there, Joe DeRosa?
Cutting you up. Now you got Kumia turning on me. You know what? Fuck it.
Oh, come on, Joe.
He's tapping.
Yeah.
No, I'm not tapping out. I'm just
That's
kidding.
the problem. You were right, though. This phone line is overpopulated.
This is, God damn it.
Come on, kid, it's not that bad.
Come on, kid.
That's right.
I thought he was talking to Sam at first, then no, it's Joe.
Welcome to the school of hard knocks.
Oh, man.
Listen.
My God.
Steve.
Yes.
Can I come on your podcast sometime?
Anytime.
Should be able to.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Got nothing.
I got nothing. I really got nothing. I'm not even trying to tap out. I just got nothing. This just wasn't as fun as I thought it would be. No. He really got me with a couple nice jabs.
He did, and you were the one that was like, "Oh, fuck, you get him on the phone."
I think I got it all out before.
You really did. Yeah. He was yelling during the break. He was kicking your ass.
Here's what it really. I saw an opportunity once in 3 months to say something funny on Twitter, and then I got trashed for it on the air. So there you go.
Well, don't sell yourself short,
son
Steve.
of a bitch.
Steve, don't sell yourself short. I heard your podcast is hilarious, and I heard nothing on this, guys. All right, I'm on my fucking own.
It sounds like you're complimenting him.
God.
Yeah,
I was being sarcastic. Yeah, it's
It's not a bad podcast.
Oof. All right. This really blew up in my fucking face today.
It's insanity.
All right, well.
Well, Dr. Steve, you want to plug your podcast?
You know what it is? Dr. Steve's voice comforts all of us.
Yeah.
We've all heard Dr. Steve's voice, and it's, he's always says something comforting.
And I'm on call for Joe 24/7 too.
Oh, well, thanks, Steve.
So
I appreciate that.
That's for him.
Yeah.
I'm very serious. Thank you. That's nice.
I always like when the rough kidders make up. Both of you go fuck yourselves with the nice accolades at the end.
Wasn't that what Michaels does at the end? I love everybody.
Steve, you should come to one of my shows at Helium tonight or tomorrow night in Philadelphia.
Dude, I would love to. Seriously, I hear great things about your show, kid.
Man.
Why are you
Still
there
laying it
tonight,
on.
Wednesday, Thursday? What a weird time.
I don't know. That's what they booked.
They booked you on a Wednesday, Thursday? Who's there for the weekend?
Garfunkel and Oates, I think, are there Friday and Saturday.
What?
Garfunkel and Oates.
They're a music act. Two chicks.
Boy.
What the fuck is that?
Great.
They're two girls that do comedy. They're nice. They're very nice. They're funny.
They're pretty big on the internet.
Are they?
Yeah.
All right.
It's funny. It's like Simon and Garfunkel and Hall and Oates. But it's Garfunkel and Oates.
They took the lesser popular of each group.
Are they
do
pretty?
They do feel?
Yeah. Look at this old bio.
Yeah, that's so old. Look at your
Yeah, I know.
Are they
It's nice
sold
when you
out?
tell your people, can you get that fixed? And they go, yeah. And then it's still the oldest bio. That's literally my first bio
Opie and
ever.
Anthony's not even on the bio?
Yeah, no, this is literally my oldest bio ever. And that's a headshot from my first TV appearance ever.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I know. I'm getting killed today. Everything sucks.
Wow.
Everything fucking stinks. But I will be there tonight and tomorrow night, one show each night, if anybody wants to come out. I know some of the O&A folks are coming, and I hope some more come.
I want to see Garfunkel. What are they called?
Garfunkel and Oates.
Garfunkel and Hat. I want to see them.
Garfunkel and Hat.
I've never heard of them.
It's always a hat. Oh, that chick.
Yeah.
Oh, she's
I've
cute.
seen her on in commercials. No,
This girl's been in a lot of
I've seen
movies,
her.
and she's been in a lot of TV shows and stuff.
I like the blonde. She's very cute.
The dark hair
Yeah.
one is in a lot of commercials. She's got them giant eyeballs.
Yeah.
She's got those big, fat fucking eyes.
Yeah.
Are they funny?
Yeah.
Where have you seen them?
I mean, it's, musical comedy's not really my thing, but they're funny.
Where have you seen them?
I've just known them forever. Like,
where are they from?
I've known the dark-haired girl forever.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Not forever, but for a while.
Okay.
Jabanga.
No, I did I did Bored to Death with her.
Oh.
We were in an episode of Bored to Death together, guys.
Oh.
I don't know if you remember.
Doing now, right?
What shows is Dr. Steve?
What did Steve say?
Oh, he tried.
That's what we're doing now.
He got stepped on.
You know what, Steve? Nothing would make me happy if you slipped in a puddle of blood in the operating room today, cracked your head
Operating
open.
room.
What kind of doctor is he? I don't
Works in
know.
a hospice.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Someone gets better?
Hospice. You can do it. Come on, June. You can do it. You can walk.
Oh, gosh.
Check out Weird Medicine on riotcast.com and Saturday nights on SiriusXM.
There it is.
There you go.
Very good. All right, Doc.
All right. Thanks for the opportunity to plug my shit.
No problem.
Have a good day.
Bye,
Take it
doctor.
easy.
Okay, see you, Joe. Bye.
You guys want to watch?
Oh, it just blew up in my dumb face.
He killed you.
He killed me. I admit when I am a beaten man, I am a fucking...
You were all fired during the commercial break, though.
I just lost it.
Yeah, I know. Nothing.
I want to see what this Garfunkel and Oates is about.
Want to watch the official video for Save the Rich?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
You want to turn it this way, Trav? You're not watching TV at home with your friends.
You know, I'm going to press the
radio
radio
show.
I'm going to swing it on for you.
It's already better production value than we have.
She looks like she has progeria.
Everyone knows these times are really tough.
Oh, right.
And we need to band together and say we've had enough.
Boy.
All the jobless people need to learn to be content. Because what we need to do is protect our 1%.
Hipster
Save
cunts.
the rich.
All right.
Let them know.
I'm kidding, Joe. I just wanted to see you get all like, what the fuck?
I'm too busy blocking people.
Yeah, oh, I am.
And let them keep it all tax-free. Even if it's
Yeah.
stolen, save the rich.
All right, this is,
bunch of old white guys. I
I'm
get it.
friendly with them. They're nice girls.
Well, I'm not.
You want to try another?
Feeling
Yeah,
it.
try another one. I mean,
Maybe, yeah.
It's here's what's hard, as an older gentleman, and it's I want to enjoy things even if the message isn't what I'm looking for. Like it's hard
Right.
to do that.
Yeah.
Like I always say, who cares with this? So it's like I was enjoying what they were
So
doing.
maybe this one doesn't have a message. This one is called go-kart racing.
Okay. There you go. Go-kart racing.
It's about something that happened to me on a go-kart. True story.
Oh, boy.
Get on my go-kart, strap myself in, rev up the engine like
Joe just tapped out.
Oh, attack of the show. All right.
and I'm out of the gate, but the faster I go, the more the metal vibrates.
Oh, she's getting like an orgasm.
My body's tingling from my head to my toes, but the thing
Is that
that's
girl
really
a
buzzing, I
midget?
hope nobody
Is she a
knows,
midget, Joe?
No, she's just
in a
short.
biblical way. Oh damn, it's shaking hard on my Georgia O'Keeffe bouquet.
I think the blonde one's really hot, though.
She's cute. Turn the motor on under my hood. Go-kart racing, accidentally masturbating. Go-kart racing, mechanical self-fornicating. Go-kart racing, no stop until I cross the finish line. Shifting gears, I can feel my heart throb. Hope nobody notices I'm getting a lube job. Don't need no gentleman to start my engine, cause I can even feel a little rear suspension.
Holy fuck!
Like I'm golden
I know.
Why do you keep watching
I'm
it?
not the only one, am I?
He goes back. Jimmy's got a rod. Jimmy's got a rod.
Is this better than Spaceballs?
Is getting erratic. This transmission is automatic.
No, but I had to think about it.
Go-kart racing, accidentally masturbating. Go-kart
They probably have a good following though.
They do. They
Lesbians?
They have a very big following.
Lesbian following?
Nah, but they're probably like people that aren't jaded. Like they're probably just like younger comedy fans who enjoy like just some lighthearted, fun stuff without just jaded fucking Aurora jokes.
Maybe if they did it naked.
Go-kart racing, accidentally masturbating. Go-kart racing.
And they're making like smiling at each
Yeah,
other
they're
like
happy.
this, just singing like they're not singing about masturbating.
Go on YouTube. I want to see how big they're on YouTube. Because I don't know them, but that doesn't mean anything. I'm pop culture ignorant.
So they're there this weekend, but for the jaded people, I'll be there tonight
I'll bet
and
you that
tomorrow
they're
night.
fucking sold out. I'll bet you that they're sold out, or they probably have a lot of tickets sold.
Yeah.
Well,
They have a nice following.
Pretty big.
as long as they're not in fucking Hampton Beach.
Oh,
August 25th.
41,000.
What's that?
Fucking song's gonna be stuck
41,000
in my
on
head
Twitter.
now.
Yeah, actually, you know what?
Song's gonna be stuck in my head all. Oh, there it's gone.
Me and David Tell are doing the Hampton Beach Casino Saturday, August 25th. I just have to plug real quick. And then Thursday through Saturday, the September 13th through 15th, Irvine. I'm returning to the Improv finally. Friday, October 12th, I'm in Vancouver at the Rickshaw Theater.
Why don't you go to Carcouver?
What about rickshaw? I pull myself to the Rickshaw Theater and I'm running in circles or whatever.
Double
fucking,
chinks.
cool me. We're going down a fucking comedy hole here. E-Rock, take us out, you pig.
No!
You pig.
You pig.
And,
Holy shit.
and I'm sorry, E-Rock. It's Jim apologizing for Chip. October 19th, I return to Henderson, Nevada at the Sunset Station. November 9th is Toronto, the Underground Cinema. So I apologize for all these long plugs.
Yeah, no problem.
We should, well, actually, you asked me earlier about why, you know, I don't know if this is a good thing to bring up on air or not, but you asked me why they would book, why I'm doing Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, I guess that on there.
Because apparently, and this is where I could use some support from the O&A fans that have been so lovely to me through the years. I'm very serious when I say that. They've been amazingly supportive.
There's a couple of fuckwads in there,
but they're all showing up at the shows and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, I'd love it if you guys would fucking email Helium Comedy Club and request that I get to do a weekend there. Because
They won't hire
apparently,
you for the weekend?
apparently they will not. My hometown
Come on.
They will not give me a full weekend.
Joe's
They
great.
will only let me do Wednesday, Thursday.
Have you done Wednesday, Thursday before?
I did.
Wednesday, Thursday.
I've done a weekend there before, but they would not do it again. And the other club in
How
town,
were
the
sales?
Laugh House, they were great. But then in the Laugh House, the sales were great there. That's the other club in Philly. And I
The
wanted,
Laugh House is the black club.
yeah, but I wanted to be able to do both clubs, go back and forth, which I was.
Do you draw a black audience when you do the Laugh House?
No, not really.
White
It's mixed, but it's I'd say it's probably a little more white than black.
What? How many seats in each one? Do you know? What's bigger?
Helium's probably a little bigger. You know,
I did sets at the Laugh House with Kevin Hart. Actually, he was emceeing many years ago. What was it called before the Laugh House?
I think it was Catch a Rising Star.
Oh, okay, then it was the Laugh House. When I did it.
Do we just call it Catch?
It was.
Yeah, Catch. So, why don't you email Helium?
That song's in my head now.
Email Helium and say that,
Yeah.
it'd be nice if I could go home and do a full weekend at one of the clubs in my
Do
hometown.
that. Barrage Helium with requests for Joe DeRosa to do a weekend.
Yeah.
Fuck that Wednesday, Thursday bullshit.
But in the meantime,
Wednesday,
yeah.
Thursday.
Wednesday,
Thursday.
Thursday.
The fucking two girls there with the guitars. That's Wednesday, Thursday. That's actually Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday.
I like Garfunkel and Oates.
Yeah?
Some marvelous songs.
What are they big? Let's see. What else do they do?
They have a few YouTube videos. With
They
a couple
love that
million.
go-kart racing, accidental masturbating, go-kart racing, accidental
You like that one?
masturbating, go-kart race. No.
They have a couple of million hits on videos. That's fucking impressive.
Pregnant Women Are Smug has 2.2 million.
Pregnant Women Are Smug. Let's see that.
Sex with Ducks has
Hit that one. Let me
2.4
see.
million. All right,
Pregnant Women Are Smug.
No problem.
Oh.
This is a song for all you pregnant women out there.
Oh.
That's a lot of hits.
I've seen that chick on so many commercials.
Pregnant women
With
are
the
smug.
eyes.
Yeah, with a big
Everyone
fucking...
knows it. Nobody says it because they're pregnant.
She looks like a deep sea fish that you bring up too fast for the boat.
She looks like a fish that she's big.
I can't count all the ways how.
She does look like a progeria kid.
What's a progeria kid?
The kid with those kids with the disease that makes them look older.
Dice, what's a progeria kid?
It's those fucking disasters. What are they?
I can't wait to hear someone say, don't care if it's brain dead, don't care if it's limbless, if it has a penis.
Oh.
Pregnant women are smug.
Oh,
Everyone
Joe's
knows
leaving
it,
again.
nobody says it because they're pregnant. This is a world you're enjoying.
Feel my heat. I'm not feeling it.
They're really sweet girls.
They look very sweet and nice.
They're lovely
They're
girls.
both a couple of toilet mouths using dirty language that girls shouldn't use.
I'm just not feeling the comedy part of it.
Yeah,
It's not my... Yeah, Jim's got a good point that there's a very specific audience
It's
for
not
this.
my cup of anything funny.
It's a less cynical, like,
Yeah.
I'm not a good judge of that
I bet
stuff
they're
because it's
happy
not
and
my
fun.
sensibility, but it doesn't stink. It's just not my sensibility.
I bet they're nice. Are they nice people, Joe?
They're really sweet.
Yeah.
I've never met them, and I
They're
probably
really
never
supposed
will.
to do? Bash
They're
them?
really fucking sweet.
I mean, they're, kind of impish looking. There's the blonde. What are you going to do? Right?
They use dirty language, Sam.
Well,
I heard it.
You
I
say,
don't like that talk.
that they do.
You say...
Joseph.
It's so
Edgar,
gross. Stop.
how can you make a poke with a finger so fucking bad?
It's the lightness of it.
Yeah.
It's that it barely touches your skin,
I
which
hate
makes
it.
it gross.
Joseph.
Oh, it's fucking nauseating.
Joseph.
Yeah, that's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, that.
But I'm not a big.
Girls.
I mean, it's not. I'm not saying it's terrible. It's just not for me. But I'm not a big musical comedy. Flight of the Conchords was the only musical comedy act.
Oh, yeah?
That really, like, those guys blew me away because they took such, like, this weird approach to it, like, where I was like, it was just, they were just amazing to me. Like, the way they would do these songs where they were, like, telling these fucking stories, and, like, it was so odd, and it wasn't just like, hey, this is a funny song. It was like, we're going to do these songs as these characters, and, like, go back and forth between each other, these two characters, and it's going to play out, and it's the plot of the song will keep twisting.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of took, like, the the like Kids in the Hall approach to sketch writing and did it as musical comedy.
And it worked.
And it was so funny to me. And like Tenacious D, I liked for a little while, but it just got too repetitive.
Can't take that shit. That fucking Jack Black.
Oh, enough with Tenacious D. Fuck.
I would rather watch Spaceball. All right, Anthony, we get it. I hate it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really. Then again, wasn't Jack Black nice when he was on the show? He was nice then. It was when I did Leno with him that he wasn't. He just ignored me.
He was a dick to you on Leno?
Yeah, he just wouldn't. Like I said, hi to
fuck him. Jesus. Stop already.
There's nothing, by the way, it's like old Jack Black. It's like, here's what would have happened if Belushi lived. You know what I mean? You're like, it's funny when you're fat in your 20s and you're like a stoner and stuff. Then you become like the 40-year-old. I used to be the stoner guy, but now I have kids and I've slowed it down. So now I'm going to make a few kid-friendly movies and then also try to revisit my root. And it's like, you can't. You can't. Like that. You did this thing. It was like when Cheech and Chong broke up and Tommy Chong wouldn't let it go.
Yeah, the whole stoner thing.
Yeah, and Cheech is like, I'm just going to go play cops in TV shows.
Yeah, play cops, fucking do a lot of movies, not even acknowledging the stone guy character.
Yeah, and Tommy Chong just was going around going, why is he playing cops, man?
Yeah.
Fucking sellout, man. You're like, Tommy,
Let's
you're
get
60.
the act back together, man. Sorry, doing movies now. Don't even do the Mexican accent in a lot of the movies.
By the way, can we talk about
Lost, you fuck?
Let's just talk. Let's just get it out there, please. When it comes to overrated comedy, Cheech and Chong stunk.
No, they were funny. I disagree with you.
Tommy Chong, I thought was funny. Cheech was literally one of those guys where he was like, I can kind of do an English accent, so that means I can do a punk character, and it would just be Cheech. Looking like a Mexican guy going, good day, mates, or whatever. And you'd be like, this is the worst English accent I've ever had. Why is he wearing a blonde wig? This is not fucking funny.
You didn't like Cheech and Chong's next movie? There was some funny stuff. Oh, my God.
Up in Smoke's kind of funny.
Up in Smoke was funny. And they were classic because they were doing pot jokes, and a lot of people weren't doing that type of movies or whatever. But I thought that movie was hilarious.
I'm not on the page today with everybody.
I liked Up in Smoke with Stacy Keach was in that one.
Was he?
The cop.
Yeah, it's funny when he goes, you mean with smoking cat shit, man, or whatever, like that, or dog shit, that part's
Their
funny.
stage shows were terrible. Their albums were not funny.
Dave's not here, man. That was okay.
Yeah, that was funny shit.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase. What? I'm not saying they're void of humor, but I'm saying like as far as like when people go classic I'm like, come on, man, it's not.
Yeah, I mean,
when people say Freddie Prinze was like.
Funniest guy ever.
He's okay, like it's, you know.
We
it's
get
not
it.
classic.
We get that Mexican Chicano humor. It's hilarious.
I'm a Mexican American. I Mexican American. I enjoyed that. Yeah, take Spanish and get a B. Yeah, that dumb song he sang.
This is what he would say. Looking good. That was his catchphrase. He got a fucking catchphrase. Freddie Prinze had a catchphrase. It was looking good.
But don't forget, he died when he was like 25.
Yeah, that's his
He
problem.
probably would have developed. Shot himself.
Yeah.
He probably would have
lead poisoning. Wow, I get it.
He probably would have developed into a better comic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's young.
Yeah, he probably would have. Chico and the Man.
Yeah.
Was in that one.
Yeah, that's, you know. Who else from that era is just fucking overrated? Like,
as far as like comedy goes, yeah.
There's a lot from that era, man. I think fucking Belushi stinks.
John Belushi?
Yes.
Or Jim?
Yeah. Jim, definitely.
You think John Belushi stinks?
I think John set... this is what I think. I think John Belushi broke a certain ground comedically. I think there's certain things he did where it was like, okay, this is the first guy to do it. It's very funny, whatever. But I think it does not hold up for the most part. And I think a lot of it was everybody's coked out, and it's really funny to watch this guy who's clearly doing things that are fueled by cocaine. And that was a big chunk of the humor to me, I think.
Don't forget, certain things that have been copied don't hold up as well.
Sure.
Pryor doesn't hold up as well because there's so much second and third generation manufactured black comic rage that when you hear the organic article, it just sounds like what you've heard already. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think Belushi, there's been so many guys that have done that type of thing since him. I think he was really, like, the Blues Brothers, he was fucking hilarious.
He's very
I
funny.
See Joe Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he was really
wow.
Whoa. Who's that from, Jim Belushi?
Someone up.
I think John Belushi was really funny, man.
I
think Candy was funnier. John Candy was a funnier
was way
fat man.
funnier, man.
But Belushi was a funny dude.
Yeah.
Candy was way funnier. Look, I'm not saying he was void of humor.
Devoid.
Yeah. Am I saying the wrong thing? Okay, devoid. Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
I'm really off the road today.
Yeah, don't conquer, invite here.
I'm not saying he was humorless, but I think it's super. I think the early death thing causes it to be way more glorified than what it actually was. Like, I mean, did you ever watch, aside from take Blues Brothers out of the equation, can you think of a lot of Belushi? Can you think of a lot of John Belushi stuff? Like, I can still watch Pryor live in concert. I will double over laughing. Double over, like, you got to see this. You got to see this if somebody hasn't seen it. Can you think of a lot of Belushi shit where you would say that?
Well,
like,
only because Pryor was a stand-up. But no, but I can't think of, like, if you said to me, name Chevy Chase sketches from back then, I can name the Pryor nigger one, but I couldn't name a lot of them.
I completely agree with you about that. Chevy Chase is the same exact boat. Like, Chevy Chase was very funny playing the dumb aloof guy, but, like, other than that, like, you know.
I couldn't name any of them. Like Aykroyd and Steve Martin, I know that the brothers that they did was an amazing bit, but I can't name a lot. Landshark, I think. I can't name a lot of characters from back then from any of those guys, so I just don't remember them.
You know what?
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live stunk. You're right. That whole fucking thing stunk.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I just personally can't remember. Like, because I can't do it with Belushi isn't a reflection on me not thinking he was really funny. I thought SNL they used to push the boundaries hard, man. When they did that bit with Chevy Chase and Pryor, and the fucking line was nigger, and he said dead honky. That was fucking. They would challenge what society thought. Like, they were really doing funny shit back then. Now it just seems like it's not quite as.
You know why they don't do it now? Fucking, it's the overpopulation.
You know what? And they don't want a big lay in their progress.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's
a big lay.
God damn it. God damn it.
Steve Martin as a host.
I fucking stink. I know I stink. Dr. Steve, I'm sorry. I apologize to the listeners. I stink today.
SNL I thought was a great show.
But here's what's funny is the Eddie Murphy cast. The Eddie Murphy cast, and I didn't know this till recently, was crucified in the like that Piscopo Murphy cast was the cast that took over for the Chevy Chase cast, and they were crucified. They were like, this cast stinks or whatever. There are so many more sketches from that cast that I'm like, classic, hilarious every time. Dude, when Piscopo does, do you ever see the Sinatra thing where he talks about buying American cars?
When he did Sinatra, it was fucking great.
Dude, and
people loved it.
The fucking guy's talking about the dangers of, like, a foreign car, and he's Sinatra, and he's going, this is Jap labor. This is Jap labor we're talking about. Don't buy Jap. Dude, it's one of the... And he's singing fucking songs about how you got to buy American... That is...
Find that, Travis.
That is so much fucking funnier than literally 99% of anything I saw any of the original cast do.
I don't know. I can't name a lot of the... It's all from where your childhood was.
Yeah, the original cast,
funny,
they did, like, weird, like, really quirky shit, and it was so new that anything flew, you know? It was like, the Bass... Was it Bass-O-Matic?
Yeah, that was
Aykroyd
funny.
did that, where he just put a fish in a fucking blender, and...
the plastic bag thing was funny, too.
Yeah, bag of nails.
And what was that thing, that male prostitute?
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
Garvin.
Fred Garvin.
Were they the cast, though? Wait a minute. Because Dick Ebersol was there when Murphy was there, not Lorne Michaels.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a cast right after Belushi and them, or was it Murphy's cast?
I don't think it was
could be
Murphy.
wrong.
I've been watching it on Netflix.
Yeah?
It's Chevy Chase came back and or Bill Murray came back and hosted, and the whole opening sketch is the cast being like, Bill, we can't shake this with you guys, man. Like you know, the joke was like, we're getting trashed in the press because you guys, we're in the shadow, you guys. And then Bill Murray's like, you guys are great. What are you you're black. That's funny. You know, like.
Then there was the original cast had Rosanna Dana.
Oh, Gilda Radner.
And
Jesus
Gilda
Christ, I
Radner
forgot
did
about
that.
Fucking yeah. She Miss Emily Latella.
Yes. And then there was when she was with oh God, what's Bill Murray doing Todd, and then the girl there.
But here's my point. Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood is funnier than Cheeseburger.
You know
It's
what?
funnier
You're right.
than Samurai. It's funnier than Coneheads. It's funnier than the Bees. Like those are all the ones with classic fucking sketches.
Find a Belushi sketch because I don't remember a lot of them. I just didn't
Coneheads? Didn't like the Coneheads?
Oh, the Coneheads stunk.
I wasn't a big
You want
Conehead.
Samurai Delicatessen?
Yeah.
Samurai Deli. That's one with.
And you're right, they were just conceptually odd, a lot of these.
Yeah, and it was that's kind of what they were supposed to be. Just weird.
Because everybody was high.
Yes,
This is the 70s.
very high.
You're fucking coked out on a Saturday night. It's funny to watch a guy with a samurai sword for no reason in a deli.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just like a weird thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
you would be so stoned that you would just laugh at everything.
I found the Chevy Chase Pryor thing.
That one is,
I mean, it's classic, but if you want to watch it.
Yes. Well.
This is the
That's
which
the
one
commercial.
This is a Samurai Delicatessen.
Okay.
Samurai Delicatessen.
Can you get Netflix on here?
With Buck Henry, by the way. Buck Henry. He was big back then.
Samurai Delicatessen.
I'm already remembering.
Yeah.
Belushi smashing eggs with his bare hand.
Yeah, because he's at a deli, but he's a samurai. It's crazy.
Because that's how samurais would. They smash everything, apparently.
Yes. See, just
Take a number,
he's running
please.
the deli like he would, but he's got a samurai sword. He's calling off the numbers. People love it.
I'd like to have a combination cold cut sandwich. Sure. Very lean on the corned beef. Sure. And a cream soda.
He's cutting down little pieces of meat from the. You're not.
That's the first time I realized, Jesus Christ, it's a real fucking sword.
It really is a real sword he's using.
Up the salami.
Most of the places are
Dangerous. He's gonna cut himself. How many times did he cut himself? I wonder. He just headbutted the bread and it opened. You're not feeling this, are you, Jeff?
No, it's not funny.
But it's also,
No?
I'll pause this for a second, though, certain things, like if
Not funny.
watching this in the 70s, like watching this when it was on,
You got to put it in the context.
like very few things carry over as, like the Honeymooners, which I still think is amazing. A lot of people, younger generations, don't think is.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, I mean, they might recognize it as funny.
Yeah, that's true.
But, no, I don't think this bit's hilarious, but I don't think it stinks either.
But I think it's like any other era. Like there are some bits from the 70s that are way funnier than this.
Sure.
And they hold up.
Yeah.
I don't think
That's
this
what
holds
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think a lot of Belushi is nostalgia and the tragedy of the whole story, and I think a lot of it is that people were so fucking whacked out, and that shit was funny when you were whacked out. It's like, dude, I'm trying to think of like a good example of like what's like a good example of like modern day drug humor, like pot.
Probably when I say something like I was smoking wacky tobacco and I got soda.
Oh God!
Well, I'll tell you this: like we were talking about Jack Black earlier. The day will come when those fans like look back on that and go, "This isn't funny because I'm not high anymore."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that'll probably happen. Can you pull up Netflix and I'll log in and I'll show you that Sinatra sketch.
Like I think Irvin Mainway holds up and it's hysterical.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with Joe. It's not.
Dan Aykroyd's one of those guys, like, he's way fucking funnier than people think. But he's just, like, not the best. He's written some classic shit, but he's written a lot of bullshit, and it's really overshadowed
he's still
him.
funny, or like he was funny? I don't know.
He went back and hosted SNL in the 90s, and he was doing Tom Schneider and all that, it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Tom Schneider bit was really funny.
Hold on, let me find the Sinatra sketch.
Yeah. Oh, look at you go.
Give me some doobies.
Oh man, that's
Get
right.
fucked up.
That was a real
That's the
resurgence
80s.
in SNL. Was when they brought on Will Ferrell and
yeah.
Sherry O'Terry and everything.
Isn't that when? Is that when Phil Hartman was there too?
This episode.
Yeah,
Was he before?
yeah. I think Hartman was there during that too. Phil Hartman was really goddamn
great.
fucking funny.
We're not going to be able
That
to
son of a
It's not going to let you do that?
No.
How come?
Oh, look what
We
happened.
need admin rights.
Admin right.
Says
Come
it's
on.
installing, yeah.
How about
What is that?
subtract men?
Oh, let's
For Christ's
see.
sakes.
Great.
Is it on YouTube anywhere?
Probably on YouTube.
No. They're very, yeah.
There's
it
no
might-
Piscopo
it
Sinatra
might
on
be
Hulu?
It might be on Hulu, but they're
All
very
right.
protective of it.
Hulu, what's there a bunch of hoops around there?
Dude, the fucking the Phil Hartman Sinatra sketch.
Yeah. Which one?
The fucking Sinatra group where he's running the round table discussion.
Oh yeah.
And he just goes, Milli Vanilli, what's with this faggot crap? Right there.
You can't even do that anymore.
Yeah. And then Chris Rock is doing Luther Campbell, and he's going, man, blah, blah. And Sandra just goes, I didn't get a word. Yeah, it was so funny, man.
What the hell is
Hartman's
this?
is great. It's a commercial that we have to watch
boy.
before the.
See a lot of look. I'm just seeing black people and Asians.
Hey, well,
This commercial.
everything's
Spike Lee
represented
movie.
equally.
For Bank of America. Oh. All right. What's
That ain't the America I know.
no volume?
How about some volume? What are you fucking home enjoying yourself?
Carry on.
I think this is it. I think this is the one I was talking about. Oh,
Is
great.
that Phil?
No, this is Piscopo. This is the sketch I was talking about.
Big American flag behind. Yeah.
It's time for you.
He would do it good.
It's time for you.
He would do a good fucking
Telling
Sinatra.
you that dreams come true. Come on, baby, it's time. It's time for you.
That's fucking good. Yeah.
I think they made that song up, too.
Oh, probably didn't want to pay for the rights.
It's so spot on, though.
Thank you very much. You're marvelous. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. This is Francis Albert reminding you that it is time. It's time that for all of us to start buying and driving American cars. Recently, I visited the Motor City, and I have to be quite honest with you that I did not like what I saw. Kabish? Thousands and thousands of beautiful guys and chicks out of work because you are not buying American cars. Now, I'd like you to meet one of the guys that America forgot. If you'd be so kind, please welcome from the United Auto Workers of America, Jerry Hemphill, ladies and gentlemen.
Who's this guy? Is that Davis?
He's one of the many never made it.
Nice to have you here, Jerry.
Right?
Speak.
Hey, good to be here, Frank. Well,
Looks
Frank,
like a comic named
I used
Johnny
to work
Lampert.
for Chrysler,
It does.
and I was
Maybe it
installing
is.
power seat assemblies until I got laid off. Well, it's bad enough for me and my old lady, you know, but
kind
it's
of
hard to see
craggy.
the kids staying at home, just starving.
You hear that, America? Because you do not care enough to drive and buy American cars.
That's right, Frank. I'll tell you, these people, they just build their cars out of cheap, thin aluminum. Now, I got something to show you here, Frank.
Here it is.
We're talking foreign labor here. We're talking Japs, ladies and gentlemen.
We're talking Japs.
Now, your American cars are built solid, like a J.C. Higgins bowling ball. You follow me, Frank?
I got you, Jerry.
Huh?
Right.
All right. You know,
I think we're done.
It's like every other SNL sketch.
Yeah,
Jerry Hemphill, ladies and
it
gentlemen.
goes too long. It just peters out.
Yeah, it's
Well,
like
you see that it had the same thing as the fucking Belushi sketch. Like we were all watching it. Like there's a couple good laughs, I'm sure. In it.
Yeah.
But we're all watching it in the same kind of like, all right.
right. Is Sinatra Group on there? The Hartman one?
It might be. Let me see.
That fucking thing is start to finish. That might be the
That's the start.
funniest.
Really? Is that how you're remembering it, or is it?
No,
those are still
Tony
funny.
Rosada,
Yeah.
I think his name is Rosado.
I think it might be my favorite SNL sketch
That was 81.
ever.
Really? No, I don't see it.
What's that one? Like the cold open.
It's when they were doing the opening
What's that?
outside.
That's
No.
was it in
that's
the
not what
winter?
you're looking for.
Fuck
It's
yeah.
a different Sinatra.
Oh.
I think the Sex Bagel found. Oh, here it is. Yeah,
Did a
yeah.
lot of
there it
fucking
is.
Fucking higher
This
than a
is so
bunch of
funny.
kites.
bunch of kites.
All I'm so excited that you
found it.
Yeah, he found it.
Who's the fucking
By the
chick
way,
drinking
Sam,
coffee?
take a look at the way Travis finds things.
I haven't not found anything today.
Oh, man.
True.
He's found things the same speed that I have.
Oh, no.
That's not true at all.
No.
Can I say something before this starts? Dr. Steve, very nice. Sent an email to Helium Comedy Club.
Oh.
CC'd me on it. Dear Helium,
That's
thank you
nice.
for booking him, but why don't you do it on a weekend?
Very nice.
Thank you, Dr. Steve.
It's like sympathy from Dr. Steve.
Exactly. There's no way at all. It's like getting a fucking email from Barnaby Jones. Who gives a shit?
Barnaby Jones.
Hey, Marcus Welby sent a fucking email.
Right.
Said he wants to see you on a Saturday.
I was saying it more that it was nice that
Yeah,
forget
sure.
it. All right.
Cool. A nurse from St. Elsewhere wants to see you New Year's Eve. All right, sorry.
Hit the Sinatra group. See what this is.
Who's this?
This is the one we were just talking about.
Which one's Hartman? I can't see.
Sinatra Group, an unrehearsed discussion of current issues in the recording industry, with panelists Sinead O'Connor, Billy Idol, 2 Live crew star Luther Campbell.
Who was playing Billy Idol?
Steve
Is that
Lawrence
Sting?
and Edie Gourmet. And now, here's the moderator, Frank Sinatra.
Issue number 1, censorship. They got the records with the labels now. People getting arrested. What the hell's going on? Sinead O'Connor.
Well, I think it's a bloody shame that freedom of expression is suppressed in this
She
country.
went nowhere.
Yap. Billy Idol.
You all think they're a bunch of tight arsehole farts.
Get a haircut. Luther Campbell.
Well, man, I had my run-ins with censorship all year.
Can't understand the word.
I said I was censored all year.
You don't know what censored is, Junior. Censored is getting dropped by Columbia because Mitch Miller doesn't like the way your career is going. He's having $1 million pipes and nowhere to play them. Am I right, Stephen Edie?
Yes, you are, Frank.
Absolutely, Frank.
You bet I am. Next issue. This crap with
I
MTV.
just kissed Frank's
The
ass.
nudity and all. What is this crap? Sinbad O'Connor.
Well, I think it's bloody awful, but it's typical of entertainment in a male-dominated society.
Boo-hoo. You had me and then you lost me. Billy Idol.
Well, I think it's great.
Shut up. Luther Campbell.
Well, that's my bread and butter, man.
Once more around, pal. It's all pops and buzzes from me.
Pops and buzzes.
No, you're wrong, schoolboy. You don't need to work blue. You'll never play the big rooms with that crap. Ask Red Fox. You don't need the blue stuff, kid. You got talent.
But I don't have any talent.
You got it, kid. Now, you listen to me. You got a Ben Vereen quality. I can't put my finger on it. Take the high road, baby.
Man, I swear, man, I don't have talent, man. I don't have none, man. This is all I
Fucking
got.
Chris Rock.
Talent, man,
Jesus.
talent. Yeah, he sucks.
It's not talented.
No, Bob Goulet. That's not talented. You got talent. You got a Dionne Warwick, Falana kind of thing going. Stephen Edie?
Oh, you're right, Frank.
Absolutely, he's great. Of course he is, you brown noses. Look at you, you're just swimming in my wake. Issue number 3, the ball.
Mike Myers does the same character every time.
Yeah.
Let's start with a
He really
chick.
does.
What gives, cue ball? I'm looking at
Is
you.
that Martin
I'm thinking
Short?
14
No, it's
on
Mike
the
Myers.
sidewalk.
Mike Myers, yeah.
Rewind, I'm sorry, I stepped
All
on
right,
that.
we're going to watch it all day.
I just want to watch for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Phil Hartman is one of the funniest guys
yeah,
ever.
it's really good.
Great. Of course he is, you brown noses. Look at you, you're just swimming in my wake. Issue number 3, the bald chick. What's with her head? Let's start with a chick. What gives, cue ball? I'm looking at you, I'm thinking 14 in the side pocket.
I can't believe you're talking about my hair with all the bloody starvation and the suffering in the world right now.
Come on, swing, baby, you're platinum. Billy Idol.
You all think she's really quite attractive, actually.
Check his papers. Luther Campbell.
Wash it, mate.
Easy, baby. And what's with that sneering crap? Don't do that to the people. They want to like you. That's what killed Dennis Day. Contempt for the audience.
He brings up these fucking ancient artists.
Man, I don't care about the head. I like the butt.
I hear you, baby, loud and clear. Forget the head. Put a bag over it and do your business.
That's pretty
Well,
good.
am I right, Stephen Edie? You bet, Frank.
You know it, Chairman.
You were a little slow that time.
Sorry, Frank.
Forget it. You're all right. You could pick up a check once in a while.
Hey, that's not fair.
Shut up. Issue number 4. Milli Vanilli. What is this faggot crap? Uncle Fester.
Uncle Fester. Old Sinead. Uncle Fester.
That's pretty good.
I don't understand the question.
I'll tell you what you better understand.
Oh, my God, is he
Next
funny?
time you see Old Glory riding up that pole, you better sing that anthem, darling. You're lucky you're a chick, or you'd be nothing but a stain on the road and a crew cut. Our founding fathers went to the mat for you, baby.
It's not my flag. I'm Irish.
Oh, yeah? Well, then stay off of this stuff. That's the curse of you people. Billy Idol.
Yeah. All right. We can stop watching this. Phil Hartman, why did he have to be married to such a crazy cunt?
Well, kind of. They go hand in hand.
God damn
Crazy and cunt.
That was Uncle Festa.
He was fucking amazingly funny.
Hysterical.
All of his characters,
old stuff.
man, are just, yeah. God damn. That is a
Uncle
shame.
Festa.
Crazy ass bitch. Oof. How did, and he, I mean, and everybody that knew him knew that that was going to happen. Like, they just knew that she was that fucking crazy. Jesus. Oh, what's
If I was playing Sinatra, I would have said, hey, Baldy, where's your hair? What, did a bird fly away with it or something?
Good one. Holy shit,
Chip, are you fucked up?
Good one.
I'm fucking zooted, man.
Are you zooted?
I've been smoking wacky tobacco.
Wacky, tobacco.
Fucking past the doobie.
That's the doobie.
He knows the lingo.
Past that fucking Dutchie.
Which side?
Left, motherfucker.
Left-hand side.
Cool.
Yeah.
I drink too much coffee. I don't like the way I feel right now.
What's the matter? Shaking?
I'm like shaking. Yeah, I
Are you
don't
a
like this
little shaky?
feeling. Yeah, I don't like it. It freaks me out.
What, you got, like, anxiety?
I got bad anxiety,
Oh.
and bad stress, bad panic,
Oh, no. That's terrible.
and now I feel like all like jittery.
Yeah, it's the coffee, though.
I don't care for it.
And you're probably a little hungover.
I'm not hungover.
Oh, sorry.
I stayed in last night.
Oh, I just assumed.
I was a man with a job to do. What do you think I am? Some kind of fucking, some guy doesn't give a shit?
I've been out with you a couple of times. I know you can put him down.
I know, but not when I got to get up at 4 a.m.
Have you talked to Bailey J?
I talked to her, yes, very recently.
And
I
do
extended the invite
For a
to
blowjob?
my birthday party, and she, like everyone in this room, also didn't come
Oh, no.
to the party.
But I couldn't, though, because I was working and I had to get up at 5:30.
I couldn't
I know.
either.
You guys started
I
at 9
wanted to
o'clock
go.
in a bar.
I know.
I wanted to go.
I thought this degenerate would have shown
I
up,
was
though.
gonna, I swear.
Do it on a Thursday,
I
dude. A
couldn't
Monday's
leave
a rough night for
Long
us.
Island.
For comedians, a Monday night party is great. But for us,
Yeah.
that's a terrible night because the whole week. Thursday night, I can get away with being out till fucking 1 in the morning. But on Monday, I just can't do it.
I always do it on a Monday because I'm like, it's the only night that I know nobody's going to be traveling or
Comics,
anything.
right,
I
yeah.
just really try to.
It is a rough
Who
fucking
went to your
night to
party?
go out drinking.
A lot of people. It was packed, man. We packed out this bar. It was great. The bar was very grateful as we brought them all this business, and we had a great time. It was a lot of fun. But it was hurting me for a few days. I was saying to you earlier, I can't do it like I used to, man. It's really starting to slow down. Like I can't.
It's fucking. It's rough.
hurting for days afterwards.
I tied one on a couple of nights in Chicago, and I just don't do that here anymore. But when I travel, forget about it. But it's very difficult to get up and be functional.
No, all I can think about is like I have a long day today, and then I travel to Philly, then I have a show, and all I can think about is when I get.
He's fucking making chip faces, ready to go.
Listen, man, I ain't saying nothing. I'm listening.
I'm so insecure today that anything.
Oh no, Dr. Steve really fucking got you.
No, it was Dr. Steve. It was not being able to remember words I was trying to say. It was saying void.
He doesn't want to go toe-to-toe with Chip.
No, but all I can think about is like, after the show tonight, I can have a few drinks, and because it was just like a vacation, even if you're away working.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
I wish I could do what you do, Jim. Like just straight and narrow.
Just that's it.
Serious.
Never drink again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm serious. I wish I could. Like, but it's I just like I don't know so many of my relationships are forged in it.
Oh.
That like I don't even know what to do. Like what I wouldn't know what to do for fun. Like I don't know what to do. Like
Yeah,
I'm
what
not
do
saying
you
it's
do?
the only fun I have. Like what do you do?
Oh, that's true.
Is it just are you a workaholic or is it just you?
Yes, and a sex addict.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's about it. All right.
That's replaced.
That clears it up.
Yeah. I'm languishing in irrelevancy. Just getting prostitutes. Wondering why I'm not being heard.
I don't know. It's just one of those things where, like stopping at 18, you pretty much, do you know anybody you knew at 18? Do you hang out with anybody you knew at 18? Really?
No, but I still, my one friend who I know is still sober. He got sober. I was in February. You know,
well, it's one of those things though where I know what Joe's saying. It's kind of hard to because you have these friends that still drink, and to think of stopping, you wouldn't be able to hang out with them.
Yeah, I don't keep in touch with anybody from my past, really.
Yeah,
my buddy sobered up recently, and we were talking on the phone the other day, and he goes, "Dude, I haven't seen you in about." He goes, I haven't seen you in a long time. And he goes,
you call me a drunk?
Well, he goes, it's funny. I think you stopped hanging out with me right when I stopped drinking. Was that just a coincidence? You know, we were laughing about it, but it was like all we ever did was once or twice a month we'd get out and we'd go out and we'd get hammered. Here's the thing with drinking. And this is what's so hard about giving it up to me. Not that I do it many nights in a week. It's just the nights of socializing or whatever that I do it. The thing that attracts me to it is if you take, it's the only thing that can keep, it's a perpetual activity that keeps the night going. Every other thing, sex, food, movie, whatever it is, they have a very concrete end to them. And I always think, but what about after that? What do I do after that? There's only so much to talk about. There's only so long to sit in a restaurant. There's only so much food you can eat. Whereas drinking is like, this will go up until the point that I go, it's time to go to bed now.
At the point I pass out.
You know?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Same thing with gambling. This will go until I run out of money. Same thing with sex. This will go until I run out of money, or
until
until
I punch a chair.
I come, or until Anthony punches a chair. Whatever. They all are seen as ways. It's about avoidance. They're all good ways to avoid just living in the moment. Sex is one, and drinking is one, and they're all the same thing.
I think sex is a more finite one, though.
Not if you edge. I can go hours and hours and hours of just watching porn and calling escorts and not coming. I've gone through escorts and had them come and leave without coming, just 'cause I want to keep that high going. Like, yeah, but I know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not healthy. None of it's healthy. All that shit. Gamblers don't walk away because they want to keep the high going. We're all the same.
Oh, please, I just wanted to.
It's all the same thing.
Oh, and then I lost. I punched a chair. I think I'm okay though. Update on the hand. It was swollen
better.
pretty good. Yeah.
You punched a chair?
Oh, did I punch a fucking
Where?
chair? Casino in Chicago.
There's casinos in Chicago?
Who knew? Well,
Outside
it's actually,
Hammond, Indiana.
Yeah, Indiana, right over the border. But yeah, I was doing very well. Then I didn't do very well.
Yeah.
And I punched the fucking chair, and my hand just blew up.
What did you lose?
Oh.
Can you say, or is it?
Oh,
can you not say?
I could say.
What'd you lose?
It rhymes with $40,000.
$40,000. I had a 10G marker out, so yeah, I was already in the hole 10, and but I had $2,000 left of the 10. I had 2,000 left of the 10,000, and I built that up to $60,000.
$60,000.
$60,000. I then proceeded to dump it. Yes.
Oh my God.
I dumped it back down to the. But when I was up to 60, I took 10 because that was my marker, and I gave it to Keith to hold on to. And I said, hold that and we'll pay the marker with it.
So now you're up 50.
I'm up 50 G's, which I then lost. Then we go to cash out, or actually pay the marker. So we walk up to the cage, looking at 10 $1,000 chips. What's that? And and Keith went
What's
to take
that?
a piss.
I'm fucked up.
Jesus.
I thought I heard something.
Oh, Jesus, he zooted it. So I when Keith went to the bathroom and they're filling out all the paperwork for the markers, I went, hold on, I'll be right back. And I grabbed the 10 grand.
Come on.
I walked up to a table. I plopped it right down and said, deal.
Oh, come on.
And the woman dealt the cards.
Anthony.
And I got an 18, and the dealer was showing a 5. Turned over the down card, and she got 15. Flipped over another card, and it was indeed a 10. So she busted.
Oh,
and
okay.
I got $10,000, and I walked back to the cage and paid my marker.
So you won
and left
10
with
grand.
10 grand. Yeah, but
a guy like Anthony doesn't see it as winning 10 grand. He sees it as losing 40.
40,000. I punched the chair after I lost the 50,000.
Now, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
And is the answer just as simple as addiction? Is it that simple? But I mean, Jesus Christ, dude, when you're staring at 50 grand, I get it. You don't want the night to end. You want to keep playing. You want to keep having fun. But what aside from addiction, is there anything that doesn't make you walk away and go, well, I can go buy a car with this right now, and then I'll take 10 grand and take the 40, I'll take another 10, and I'll go play the low-stakes blackjack table and have drinks and have fun and laugh, and fuck it. I'll bet like an idiot over there, and maybe I'll win a few more grand or lose a few. Who gives a shit? But I'm still out, I'm still playing, I'm still drinking, and I just bought myself a fucking $40,000 car.
Why then didn't I leave at 10,000 or 20,000 or 30,000? Because 50,000 is the gateway to 60,000 and 70 and 80 and 90 and 100. So why would I stop when I could build that up and make twice as much as I have sitting on the table?
I see. It's the gambler's mentality. That's the thing. If I ever
it's called being an asshole. It's hard to walk away, though.
Yeah,
It's hard.
There have been days where I have left, and it did work out that way, where I left with a lot of fucking money. And my yard is a testimony to that, a testament to that.
I love when guys do that with the money. When I hear a guy go, I won 10 grand in Vegas, and you go, what'd you do with it? And he goes, dude, I rented a boat for us one day. I took everybody. I'm like, you're a fucking moron. I paid the best trip. It paid for itself. Did it? Was it worth buying that boat for 2 days, you fucking idiot? Take it home and buy something. There's nothing better than going, I have all this extra money to blow on something I don't need.
Yeah.
Like that I can keep, though, and enjoy for the rest of my fucking life.
No one, when you win money gambling, you don't consider it money. It's just this amazing free stuff. So you just,
You did something smart with it. You paid for your yard.
Yeah,
That's like an awesome thing you can always look at and go.
Yeah. That was care of the Borgata. Very nice.
That's also something that'll keep you gambling. Well, I could get another yard.
I know. I could get another one. It's great. I really was kind of like, because it took all fucking night, too, to build up that stack. And it took literally 2 shoes, 2 fucking deals of the shoes to lose it. It just, it wouldn't. She hit a fucking streak that was just
playing blackjack?
Blackjack, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I got a buddy who consistently does this at casinos.
Yeah.
Every time him and my friend go, they come back and I go, what happened? He goes, dude, John was up at the craps. He was up 20 grand at the craps table and he lost all of it. Like, he consistently fucking does it. Yeah. Consistently. Never walks away with the money.
Yeah, it's tough. Because especially when the only time I've walked away with the money is when, like Keith goes, we got to go. We're going now. We have a plane to catch. We got a car to catch or something. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm ahead, so I guess I won. But then, it's like, all right, I'll cash out. Now what? I'm going to walk around this place, watch the old ladies pull the fucking slot machine handles?
I mean, yeah, I've gotten to a place with gambling. I hate casinos. I don't like it. I don't like being in them anymore.
I don't go to casinos unless something's going on.
No.
I don't just go to go, hey, I'm going to go up and gamble and stuff. The only time I gamble is when Jimmy's doing a show or, my brother is playing somewhere or we're doing an appearance where a casino is, like, really close. But I don't just go, hey, I'm going to Atlantic City this weekend to gamble.
My whole philosophy with that shit is, like, you know, everybody always says, like, well, what you got to do is you got to go and you got to say, I'm not going to let myself lose more than this. And it's like, okay, well, let's say you do that. You can still lose that amount of money in no time, in literally 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
If
Now
you're not
what?
smart about it, then what do? You still got to stand there, and then that's like you're at Disney World, but you're not allowed to go on the rides.
Right.
You just got to watch everybody else have fun.
Fuck
So
that.
it's either that, or it's like, oh, I'm in a position where I can afford to gamble whatever I feel like, and then, well, then there's no thrill in winning at that point. If you're that financially stable, like, who gives a shit about the money, really? So then it really just comes down to, do you enjoy winning this game or not? You know what I mean? And no, I don't give that much of a fuck about it. Like, you know, like, I just don't enjoy it. And I never gamble right because I'm too scared to. So I gamble like a pussy, and I just lose.
Yeah, you need some brass balls to really make a good stake gambling.
Oh, sure.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I do like the game. I like when there's a good table. When it comes to like winning a little bit, yeah, I'd rather play like blackjack with a good table. Yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing worse when there's that one doof at the table.
A doof?
Well, there's that one guy. There's sometimes if you're at a table, there's that one guy sitting there going, I don't believe that you play as a group against the dealer. I believe that you play individual. There are guys out there that are good, efficient gamblers in the sense that they win.
Right.
That have that mentality of like, where they don't subscribe to those rules of like, dude, if she shows a 2, you always hit on that.
Yeah.
And don't give a fuck that he took your 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
Those guys stink.
I hate those.
They're right, though. Numerically,
They
they're
are?
right. Yeah, they're right.
Play the game right.
No, meaning that you are just playing against your cards against the cards of the dealer.
Yeah.
Fuck everybody else.
No. You don't mean that.
I do.
I do.
No, that's terrible.
Play the game properly, goddammit.
No,
That's terrible, Jim.
No, meaning that you just play against the...
But then it fucks you up.
But I don't believe in, like, I think numerically it all balances out. Like, you don't...
I think it does too, but
no,
it
he
pisses
is
people
part
off.
of a team.
It pisses people off when you're not playing the game right.
Yeah. What's he say? I'm going out there for myself.
So when you run out of money, that guy next to you give you some? Fuck him.
I love this fucking Bronx Tale mentality.
But he doesn't.
Let me tell you something. Does that guy give you money when you're broke?
But he doesn't.
Fuck him.
Lily beans, John. You read?
All right, let's.
You're right, John.
Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
I say.
All right.
Done.
Can I plug
Done
one more
anyway.
time?
Please do.
Sure. Tonight and tomorrow night, Helium Comedy Club in Philadelphia, guys. Please come out.
Yeah.
Let's have a good time.
Yeah.
And I'm doing a new hour of stuff, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you come out for it, please. And and I'll be at Gotham Friday and Saturday of Labor Day weekend, 5 shows. So please come to those shows too.
Please do.
Or if you're in Philly this weekend, you can see Garfunkel and Oates. But write to the club and tell them that you want to see Joe there on the weekend. It's the
Yes.
only way they'll know. Or Twitter them.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Or Twitter them.
All right,
exactly.
buddy.
All right.
I guess see you guys tomorrow. I'm fucking tired. man.
Later.
Sammy?
Bye, everybody.
Hi.
You've heard about it. You've waited 4 long hours for it. Finally, the moment is at hand. After Opie and Anthony Live is coming up next! Yeah.